There we go. All right, let's try this again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's session of Beyond Forgotten Realms here on the MindTour Gaming stream. We have quite an interesting events that transpired last session as our group of adventurers tried to figure out a way to get home. Their Kirkba friends told them of construct once before on how to get to, or how they thought to get to, the Coven of the Vast, as long as they had something from that coven, which indeed Keth did, unknowing really at first until later on figuring it out. That stone bound to the coven, which brought them to the domain Coven of the Vast. And short work, they dealt with the coven, but not without some things transpiring. Zan, unfortunately, is transformed in some sort of undead creature, some of them speculating to be a ghoul, perhaps. They then tried to work with the Kirkba, figure out how to kill Dan, relieve him of suffering, creating a poison that unfortunately didn't work. Zan then soon after having a conversation with Alokian fled Feywild, not be seen again. LaBelle agreed to lead the group to this construct that was within the ruins of some ancient Eladrin elven city that was long lost to time, and perhaps something that went awry, as construct that they came to meet once again made a deal with them, contract, that it would send them to where it believed that they wanted to go, as long as they retrieved its planter stone. Stone was retrieved from a strange tower that just emanated this necrotic energy. Keth charging forward, Lokian not too far behind, able to retrieve the stone. But once he did, spirits of this place began to rise, finding themselves thrusted into skeletal corpses, as well as wraiths that begin to chase them. They held off against a number of waves of undead creatures, but not without taking damage of their own. They were able to hold it off just enough until this construct was able to finally finish calculating where it believed they wanted to go. And that's where we left off, as all of them shifted planes and hopefully back home to the prime material. I need one of you to roll me centile dice.
I'll do it. I got a 1.
Oh, goodness.
That's good, right? That's real good.
All right.
I didn't know that was even possible.
You roll the 1. That's
You
great.
rolled
I rolled an actual 1.
Well,
Ooh.
you're all... also, remember that some of you had taken damage that reduced your maximum hit points. Don't forget about that.
Nope.
You're all shunted planes. And then finally, as your stomach begins to twist and turn, your feet hit solid ground once again. Feel still the buzzing of almost electricity going throughout your nerve endings, your body, and even the hair across your body is still standing slightly. Wherever you are is currently dark. Beyond a few small glowing lights just on the horizon, you see stars in the sky. Around you, a number of very large trees. One in particular, much larger than the rest. Dark, twisted, vine covered. Stand on what looks like a hill that's surrounded by dirt, mud, not where you expected to go. Hear the sounds of chanting. Words spoken from... Does anyone speak Orcish as they hear Godakustia?
I do.
Hoping to half where it goes.
Yes.
Hear them say, praise the Night Lord. Bless us, your blessings. 3 voices in unison. All of you, not very far from this scene played out before you, see a number of dark, grayish green skin humanoids, large tusk, heavy thick leather armors that's patched together with furs but giving way to some of the elements as well, as where you currently are is hot and humid. It looks similar to the vast swamp that you were in once before. These individuals are about 30 or so feet ahead of you. Currently not noticing you, just appear and apparate. Current position. They stand sort of circling this decrepit looking tree. You hear them continue their praises, continue asking for the blessing for their raid come.
Is the construct still with us?
It is not there.
Of course not.
You see the moon high in the sky currently. Not quite full yet.
Where are we? I will whisper.
Okay.
I'm not sure. They're speaking. They're speaking some kind of strange language I'm not familiar with.
They're speaking Orcish. They said,
Perfect.
praise the Night Lord. I'm not
Night
sure.
Lord.
Do I know who the Night Lord is?
Anyone can roll a knowledge religion as he says that.
I got a 12.
3.
Okay. The 12. Yeah, you're not quite sure what the Night Lord is. That could be a number of things.
21.
21. 21, you know that the Night Lord is one of the Orcish gods, Shargas. He's known for his portfolio, at least, is of the night, and it's of trickery and stealth. Also somewhat of undead, but not like undead through death itself, like seeking undeath, and embodies fear, lurking in the night to steal and raid and that sort of thing.
So real friendly.
Real,
is what
friendly.
Real
you're
nice
A
guy.
real nice guy.
Great.
Yes, so it would seem. I believe we may have stumbled across something unpleasant.
What else is there?
And I, for one, am in no particular shape for unpleasantries.
Yes. I myself find myself quite wounded at the moment.
Perhaps we.
Keth, roll a perception check. Talking.
Okay. Perception check. 13.
You can also make out, as they're not trying to hide their words,
Mhm.
hear them say Monk's Blade as they're continuing their prayers.
Oh, they also just mentioned Monk's Blade. So
The
we,
town we were looking to go to.
yeah, we must not be too far off.
Hmm.
We definitely aren't where we wanted to be. But
Are
Or
they
are
meant
we?
to be
Right?
there, or
This tree does not. It doesn't look anything like the tree we were looking at before, right? It's like the big. It's not like the one
It
we went
doesn't.
into.
It's not. It's not white in color. The other one was full of leaves and blooms.
Just making sure.
Nothing like that.
does it
Mhm.
look like the exact opposite?
Roll a perception check.
Yeah, that's an 8.
Not necessarily the opposite, but it definitely looks like a very large tree in the center of this forest that you're in. And where you are is a lot less swampy than where you've been in the vast swamp itself. There is a bit of water here and there. The ground is still soft, but it's not as muddy and wet as experienced so far. And the trees here also are much larger.
Here's an idea. If we don't know where we are, but there's a chance that they're going to Monthblade, why don't we tell them and stay behind and see if they can read us to Monthblade?
Are they moving, or are they staying?
You can see, and especially you, Loken, you can make out a number of them, some sort of circling this large, twisted-looking tree. It's on a hill. Can't make out exactly how many, but maybe about 8. There's specifically 3 figures that are wearing heavy cloaks that's sort of tattered, a lot of loose clothing. You don't make out any weapons or anything on them, but they're toward on the opposite side of this large tree, as they're doing their prayers. You see one of them, another orc, slowly begins to bring over a small, short-looking lizard man that has dusky gray scales as well. He's tied; his arms are tied behind his back. They begin to push him over in front of the 3 of them. They all begin to pull out serrated-looking blades, rusted and pitted. They continue their prayers. One of them grabs the lizardman by arm, pulls his head upward. Lizardman looks lethargic almost, barely able to stand. And then each of them, taking their blades to its throat, slowly begin to cut it. They're continuing their prayers to the Night Lord to bless their raid, the nights to come.
Alokian looks away.
Yeah. Keth would be like, you probably would have seen a moment of like Keth almost getting ready to stand up, but then realizing like we're so hurt.
Reach my hand over, place it on Keth's arm. No.
I know. We need to find a place to rest.
That seems pretty culty. Are we like a cult magnet?
I guess.
Fantastic.
So it would seem.
Let's
They begin to take the blood and put it into a wooden bowl, each beginning to mark across their faces and drink, and passing the bowl on.
We need to get away from here.
You hear the flapping of heavy wings overhead. Those of you that are ready, go ahead and roll perception checks.
14.
13.
21 for Tomoe.
19 for Falcon.
All right. Tomoe immediately overwhelmed with fear. Those of you that are under 15 see just this large winged shape that begins to circle above. Belkin,
Mm.
it looks like a very large bat. It has bony protrusions coming from the side of its face, and at the elbows and knees and all across its back. You also see what looks like leather strapping. That's like a harness of some sort that goes across its back. Then you also see two more beginning to approach.
Mm. Do you know how sometimes a bat could be really big compared to a halfling? Well, this bat is really big compared to you guys too.
I think it's best that we sleek away.
Are you up
Find
for
somewhere
that?
to rest. We cannot stay here. We'll be the next ones to have our
Oh, I'm
fate.
not saying here. I meant slinking away without the clinking and the clanking.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll do my best. I can't make any promises.
Fair.
We stay
But
here, we might be the next victims.
I do
The
agree.
bats just cling to the side of one of these large, thick trees, each of them finding a perch, just peering down at the scene below them.
Is there more than one bat?
There's 3 in total.
3 in total.
All right. Let us try and sneak away.
Real good.
Okay, so 21 for me, but I don't think it can matter because of
It doesn't look like it's gonna.
I said no promises.
Yep.
All right.
5 for Kath.
5 for Keth. 21. What else do we have?
3.
3.
Mhm.
All right. Kaz.
18.
Okay.
Half of us succeeded, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty good number.
It's a good number. Well, one of those was a critical fail.
Okay.
Alokian.
You know.
Oh, somebody rolled the 1.
Yep, Alokian did.
Well,
I almost did.
with the current distraction of sacrifice before this large tree, think you're able to get away. As you look behind you, and the tree is continuing to be circled by a number of grayish green-skinned orcs, as well as the 3 individuals that are standing in front on the other side of the tree, continuing their ritual, their prayers. Shargas. Belkin,
Mhm.
you do see one of the bats begin to chitter and make a couple squeaking sounds in the direction of your group. But it doesn't move, it just shifts its head in that direction. So, where do you go? You can roll survival checks to try to see if you can have an idea of where you may be and what direction you may need to go, if you have an idea where you may be within the world. So apparently you may be close to the vast swamp, because much of the vegetation and the ground here seems very similar, only it's not like I said, it's not as swampy as the vast swamp is. But possibly read the stars, as the sky is fairly cloudless.
Keth got a 17.
Okay. Anybody helping them?
You know what? I'll try to employ some of my twilightness and read the stars for him.
Okay.
You said you wanted survival?
Yeah, but if you're gonna do it through your training, you can roll religion instead if you wish to try to help him.
Can I just take the 16 that I got with survival, or do you want my religion?
It's up to you. Your choice. You'll have
I'm,
different answers depending on which one you take.
it's through my religion, so
Okay.
I mean, though I like that 16, let's go for the 11.
Well, we can take the 16. It's fine. Well,
No, it's okay.
even with the 11, it still gives Keth advantage. So go ahead and pull your advantage, Keth. You look to the stars, Alokian, because you've studied them quite a bit
17.
in your time.
Hmm.
As much as the darkness that you experienced as you try to train within it. See a number of familiar stars that you followed to get to Cormyr. And with Keth's help, you know, Keth, that you're probably not too far north, at least far north of the Way of the Manicore. If you're able to get back to the Way of the Manicore, you can probably figure out which direction you need to go to Monk's Blade. So you at least need to head south.
I guess I don't know anything about the Lost Refuge, do I? Really?
You know, well, you know what you know from what you've experienced so far, but you've not heard of the Lost Refuge before.
Okay. Okay. I think we need to head south.
Well, and so just a reminder, you know the Lost Refuge is within the vast swamp itself.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So
Sure.
that would be somewhere north of the Way of the Manicore,
Okay.
because the Way of the Manicore runs along the southern edge and then goes somewhat like northwest along the vast swamp. Kind of skirts the vast swamp.
We need to head south. Wait, you said we need to head south, or we're south of the Way of the
You're
Manicore?
north of the Way of the Manicore, so you need to head
so we
south.
need to head south. Okay. Perhaps find somewhere to rest for the evening.
Very well. If you believe that is the way, then that's the way we shall go. The stars seem to confirm that.
So how far south would you like to travel before you rest? I know a number of you are severely wounded. Your life essence sapped. I mean, Kaz seems pale compared to his normal complexion, almost as if the blood is barely pumping through the body. Well, as I think someone else, right, took a large amount of wraith damage.
Me.
Yeah.
Oh no! Well, I took a lot of damage, but I didn't lose permanent.
Okay. So Kaz is the main.
Kaz, what is your total hit points right now?
8, something like that.
Andrew,
He's a
what's your
bit.
total hit points right now?
9 out of 10.
Yeah, I knew it was somewhere around there.
Okay.
What?
Probably not very far then, I would imagine.
Okay.
As soon as I can find somewhere that looks kind of safe.
Okay. We'll
Uh,
take your current survival roll. Someone wishes to do a perception check along the way, see if they can find something better. You're able to find a nice cluster of trees to hunker down in, as far as like trying to hide from whatever may be out here this unknown location you're in, especially because of what you've just seen recently.
I trust Kev's judgment.
Good
So-
wherever we end up.
So you travel probably about an hour and a half before you find this decent spot. As I said before, a lot of these trees are tall, very tall and thick. Not as big as like a redwood wood or anything like that, but they do tower compared to most of the vast swamp you've experienced. And Keth, you've traveled this area once before, and you know the area around Monk's Blade has this similar forest. So you must be close.
Good.
Nevertheless, you bed down for the evening. What sort of watches are we going to have? I know Keth is just going to relax, but what about the rest of you?
Lokian, do you, before we sleep, do you have, any way to heal still?
Yes.
I
Before
wonder
we
if
lie down,
Yes.
if we all want to stand in or sit in a circle or lie down, even as I wish, I can pray for us,
Right.
and Ilmater should give us a blessing.
You sure you don't want to use that in the middle of battle like you tried before?
So, anyways, if we all lay down in this circle for just 10 minutes or so, we should be feeling a little bit better. Splap. 20
Yep.
points of healing after 10 minutes of a kumbaya circle of sorts.
I love me a good kumbaya circle.
And unfortunately, Kaz, that only brings you to 10. You feel the divine energy enter your body, but it's your soul. Like pieces of you are just missing.
I appreciate the heal. Oh, I am admittedly still feeling worse for wear.
It did not make you feel whole again.
I'm afraid not. It feels as if my life essence were stripped from me when it reached into my chest.
Strange.
Yes, indeed. Never experienced anything like this. I've had my fair share of rough nights and very rough mornings. Nothing like this.
I will look into a way to make you feel better. I cannot make any guarantees. I will
We
pray
can-
for you.
try to rest. That's the best we can do.
Yes, we can rest for now. We'll see how you feel in the morning.
All right.
Yeah, Keth will keep watch.
Okay.
Much as he can.
Instantly enter my trance.
And Belkin and Lokian also rest for the
Kev, make sure you keep a good eye out. I feel like those bats might have been aware of our presence before.
All right. I will try.
Okay. So Keth is going to stay up, I'm assuming with probably Tomoe. While everyone else will do the first rest. Keth, during your watch, I need you to roll a perception check as you're sitting there, resting but staying vigilant, keeping an eye out as far as what may be around the area.
23.
You hear it much longer before you see it. Heavy flapping of wings again. Single set. Coming from a northern direction that headed from. It's flying low over trees, as low as it can. Obviously, not below the canopy top. Finally, you see its shadow. It's glide over.
I assume we didn't like start a fire or anything.
I assume not, unless you
Okay.
wanted to.
No.
The area around here is hot enough that you don't need. And then finally, the sound goes away.
Yeah, he probably would have like slowly gonna got his glaive and like prepared to wake people up, but he wasn't gonna do it unless he felt like the thing had seen us.
And that was probably about an hour or so into everyone else resting. So since you left, I would imagine about 2.5 hours. Kaz, you're in your trance and you hear some feedback, I think, from you guys.
That was
Having
nothing.
his own joy.
I just messaged. Sorry.
Is it me?
Yeah.
That's
I
better.
don't know what you're hearing.
I think your mic's picking up.
Yeah, maybe. That's a little bit better.
He muted himself.
So, Kaz, you enter your trance. Begin to allow your body recover from this incident that it's been through. It's beyond just pain, but as you said, your life essence is taken from you by this undead creature. But you focus on pulling that back together, bringing the pieces back together slowly. Feel very gradually you're becoming whole as the time and your revelry continues. Normally it's dark and blank for you, but then you see for you dark shape in your trance. You see old icy blue eyes peering through the darkness at you. Slowly that shape begins to take form as visage of a skeletal maw, flesh dried, husk-like, still clinging to the face. Those cold, piercing eyes staring at you from a distance, watching. Still feel that chill, that grasp on your heart still lingering.
What are you?
Motionless
want?
as its half skeletal face watches. No response. Doesn't closer, but it stays there with you. Your trance.
It's me, Keth. No, I'm just.
Whatever you are. This is is my space. If you've nothing to say, you are a disturbance here. Be gone.
Roll a will saving throw.
Nice. 9.
You as though whatever is grasping your chest tighten it slightly. In its form, beyond just the silhouette and face, see robes, tattered, dark. See a smoky, shadowy haze emanating from the rib cage. Its bones dark, much like many of the undead creatures you've seen, the Ladrin ruins, just this day. In its hand, gnarled, twisted, ebony-colored staff at the tip. A jagged-looking, icy crystal. A light. Icy blue light. Brighter. Brighter. Almost blinding as, in your trance, you begin to look away. Wake.
The 9 hells was that?
Keth. It's been probably about 4 or 5 hours or so. Everyone went to rest. About 3 or 4 since heard the bat and saw it flying overhead. You know the rest of them need 4 hours of sleep. Because you feel a good bit healthier, though you still feel like you need to relax a little bit longer. As Kaz does wake up, you see life back to skin again. Doesn't look sickly and dying. Kaz, your maximum hit turned. But
You look much better.
Thank you. I definitely do feel much better. I did see some strange things in my meditation. But it's not foreshadowing for things to come.
I feel like those creatures could give anybody nightmares,
Yes.
even those who don't sleep. It kind of gives them a little spark.
Have you had time to rest
Yes.
as well? Do not believe I've seen you take proper sleep.
Yeah. I don't need to. I do have. No. I do have to rest and set and relax, but not sleep.
Similar to my meditation, then.
Yes, similar.
All right. Well, it is definitely a boon. Anything of interest in the winds tonight?
Yes, one of the bat creatures. I assume it was one of them. did pass over. We seem to have gone unnoticed. I don't know if it was a scout or part of the group itself, maybe moving towards Monk's Blade.
Hmm. I see. Well, hopefully when we arrive in Monk's Blade, it is no worse for wear.
Hopefully. I have a question for you.
Certainly.
Have you heard of a god named, is it Mylor? Mylar?
Mylar.
Mylar.
You want me to roll for it?
Yep.
All right. Religion?
Yep.
Okie doke.
Don't screw this up.
12.
Well, you've not heard of the deity or anything like that as far as what Malar is. Though you may be able to find the information. If it is a deity of some sort, it's probably a lesser, and that may be why you've not heard of it.
I'm afraid the name does not ring a bell. Perhaps, though, because it is not a major deity, there are many lesser that I've not read up upon.
All
It's
right.
possible that it is one of the more lesser known.
Perhaps in
Apologize.
Monk's
Should
Blade I
we-
can find some answers.
Should we find our footing in city space again, can do some research for you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. It's the least I can do.
And Keth will kind of start looking around, keeping watch again.
I'll take a seat by a nearby tree, take out my journal and start sketching in it.
Okay.
Just ideas and thoughts akin to what I had messaged you about.
And the rest of the time goes uneventfully, other than Kaz doing research on his own, diving into the arcane and things beyond. Both Belkin and Lokin, you awake, and everyone can roll any hit dice if they wish or need for healing, as well as get your long rest. But the sun does begin to rise.
God, it was muted. Was it a long rest or a short rest?
Long rest, unless you want to take a short one.
No.
Long rest, for sure.
No.
I figured it was a long rest. Y'all needed it after that last one.
Yes. And I assume with the sun rising, I can kind of pinpoint directions. We were heading
Yes.
south. Okay.
There is a
Just
bit
double
of fog rising this morning that's filling the area. Very voluminous fog that's thick and coming from the northeastern side and just rolling in your direction. As both Belkin and Lokin do finally wake up, it's pretty much filled the area that you're in.
All right. Hopefully we're not far.
But you know where east is, so you know which direction is south. So go ahead and roll me a survival check to try to get back to the way of the Manicore.
Is anybody assisting me?
I can.
There's no stars this time, sorry.
23.
Okay. You have a very good idea what direction to go now that you know where the sun was, and that morning you were able to peer through the trees, some of the mountains to the northeast. So you have a good idea of what direction to go. So you're going to begin to head in a southwestern direction. It's the way of the Manicore. And now that you're no longer in the swamp, but you're in thick forest, it's not as difficult to travel, so you can go at a normal pace. So if you had to guess, probably rest of the day will finally get you probably to at least the way of the Manicore, if not slightly shorter. But as the group begin to travel, I need someone to roll me a 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yep.
That is a natural 20. Fingers crossed that that's a good thing.
Right. So, you begin to travel through this heavy, large, tall trees. It does have a lot of vines still. The ground is still moist. There's a lot of growth here as well, though. A lot more life than what you've seen inside of the vast swamp itself. But you're able to travel at a decent pace and finally get... Keth is able to finally lead you to the way of the Manicore. And when you get there, you see off to the right, the way of the Manicore is a fairly large road, right? It is still dirt covered, but it's upkept for a lot of trade. So you get there actually within about 4 or 5 hours travel. So you were actually closer than what you expected, Keth. But you were finally able to get there fairly quickly, and on your right side, as you get through and open up to the way of the Manicore, climb the slight embankment of the road. On the right down the road, probably about a mile or so, you see a strange sight. You see this very large caravan that has 4 horses, maybe. From this distance, you can't really make out, but it looks like it's horses. That has piles of furniture, chests, just a lot of stuff strapped to the top of it, almost as if it's just towering up, maybe 20 or 30 feet into the air. And as this caravan's moving, it's just swaying. You see a number of ropes tying a number of these objects down to the caravan as this thing is slowly trotting in your direction. You can roll another survival check to try to have an idea of what direction you need to go for the way of the Manicore.
Okay. For to figure out where we're at.
Where you currently are compared to where you've traveled in this area before.
Okay. Someone helping me again. No, all on my own.
My bad. I was muted. Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Just checking. It's
yes. I
16.
It does appear somewhat familiar. Perhaps this way.
16.
16 with Cause's help.
Yep.
You absolutely know that in the western direction along the way of the Manicore, which is to your right, is probably Monk's Blade, especially with Cause's help. Cause, yeah, you've traveled this road once before, to get to where you were going for reasons, but you think it's that way as well. So you agree with Keth.
All right, let us be off.
All right.
Does this caravan look like they're coming from Monk's Blade, or are they going the other? Are they coming towards Monk's Blade?
Probably from. If you're going toward Monk's Blade, it's coming from Monk's Blade.
So we're gonna pass them.
You're gonna
then.
pass them, yes.
Okay. Nice. Let's rob them.
How far away from us are they?
They're probably about a mile or so.
Okay.
You can barely, like, especially a Lokian and probably Kaz, you can make out a good bit of what I explained there. But probably about 20 minutes or so, maybe 10, both you and this caravan get probably a few hundred feet from each other. You can roll perception checks to try to see anything weird about it, but you do see there is a driver. It's in the front. This caravan is completely made out of wood. A dark colored wood that has a large door on the outside. It's probably about 15 feet long and 8 feet wide, and that's probably why it does have actually 4 horses pulling this thing. It looks probably very heavy.
22 for perception.
Okay. With that, you do see there is a driver there. She has thick, dark brown hair that's knotted in long, sort of braids, going down her back. She has a thick set of goggles that are on her forehead, a greenish, dark green handkerchief that's kind of tied around her neck, a thick leather apron that has armor beneath it that has thick shoulders. You see a number of tools and daggers and a sword at her side, a bow that's kind of leaned up behind her, and a quiver of arrows as well as she's driving along the road in your direction. Skin is a light brown color. You see no other entities with her beyond just the horses.
Perhaps she's
She does look in your direction as she is riding.
Perhaps
She
she's,
she hangs onto the reins with the left hand, and the right she just sets on her sword.
I move my hair and cast minor illusion to make my eye look normal.
Keth also casts minor illusion on himself to make. Keth may be assuming the cloak of like resistance has a hood.
It does have a hood, yes.
He'll put the hood up maybe and attempt to make himself look less orc-like.
Okay.
Best he can. Kind of wrap it around him a little bit maybe.
Anyone else want to do anything particular as you're passing this caravan?
She may be a merchant of some
And
kind.
as you get close, there is a number of things strapped to the top of this. Chairs, tables, maybe some sort of chase or couch, a number of large chests that are also there, a lot of furniture, like wall sconces, just strange oddities. You also, Keth, you do also make out alongside of it, kind of painted very fancily, it says Shadow Dark Emporium.
I'd like to use Divine Sense.
Okay.
Just to get an idea, if there's anything going on there.
Do you wait till it gets within the, 60 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first round, you do sense one undead source.
Does it with Divine Sense? Where is it? There it is. So is it
think you
It's
can
undead.
concentrate on it.
I've never read the spell, really, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it.
Yeah.
Read it to us.
I always assumed it pinged them
Presence of
specifically.
strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and a powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Till the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover.
Okay.
You know the type. Of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity. Within the same radius, you also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated.
Got it. You do sense undead being is walking in front of you. Keth.
This must be broken.
Is everything
So-
all right?
Yes, perfectly fine. Well met, traveler. And I'll wave to the caravan.
Okay.
We're doing
Her
this.
hand leaves her blade. She raises her hand. Well, hello there. She begins to slow her caravan, as it wasn't going very fast, but she does pull back slightly to if there's anything in particular that. Anyway, how are you? She looks at the group of you, and probably you're full of mud and filth and blood and everything else at this point. Long journey, it looks like.
Yes, a very long journey. We've been out in the wilderness for some time, making a pilgrimage of sorts. Where are you coming from?
Well, passing through Cormir, we're going back to Darloon.
Darloon. Darloon is behind us then.
Yes.
So if we just keep heading this way, we should eventually hit Monk's Blade, yes?
Oh, yes, of course. Monk's Blade is not too far.
Perfect.
You should be there within. Well, she looks at the sky. By the end of the day, at least.
Oh, wonderful. That's great news. Thank you so much. What have you got on your cart here? I noticed the fancy words on the side.
Oh, well, this is part of my mother and I's business.
Oh, business.
Yes, the Shadow Dark Emporium. I travel from place to place, purchasing things, and she sells them to noblemen in Symbia.
Nobleman in Symbia. Great.
Strange and unique things. So, if there's in your pilgrimage, have you come across anything like that? And she slowly begins to stop the cart as she's perked her interest slightly.
So many things.
So many things.
So many things.
Yes. Were you interested in procuring things from us? We could use the coin.
Well, if you have anything strange and unique, yes. Especially if it has a story. Stories always sell even more.
Well, I do have something you might be interested in. You see, we have a set of plate armor, which by itself, I admit, is not very strange or interesting. But the story behind it, well, that was where it'll get you. So you see this plate armor that I've here?
Hold on. Let me. If we do business, I'll pull on the side.
Oh, of course. How rude of me. Please.
She
Make
begins
yourself
to
comfortable.
pull the caravan off to the side and chock the wheels, as well as bring over a few harnesses that have looks like maybe bags on the end of it, and inside you can see a number of grains, and she puts them each on the horses as they begin to just eat out of these bags that kind of strap to their heads. Just one moment. She actually reaches into one of them. Now that you're this close to her, you can also tell that her face and her fingers, especially her lips, and the tips of her fingers are stained with different colors. Green, reds, maybe even purple. You see a number of those stains all across her apron as well. And you can hear the clanging of glass within her bag as she's moving around. She pulls it on the side, and then comes back. Group of you standing beside her caravan and says, "So tell me the story." She actually reaches up and just pulls out off one of the chairs from the top. Even though everything's strapped down, nothing shifts or falls. She takes the chair and then turns it around and puts it in front of her and straddles the chair and sits down.
Yes. Of course, the story behind this plate armor is one that you might find interesting, and I find very personal. You see, I rescued a giant's baby.
A baby?
Yes, a child.
That's a rare sight indeed.
Yes. We came across him on the side of the road. He was lost, separated from his father. I talked to him as I do speak giant, and it seems that he had been separated from his father. So
What is your name?
I am so sorry. I have been nothing but rude. You see, we've been in the woods for so long, sometimes you forget how to
The
be
wilderness
civilized.
gets to you, doesn't it?
Yes. My name is Alokian, Shadow Spirit, and yours?
I'm Arella.
Arella. Well, very
Shadow
nice to
Dark,
meet
of
you.
course. That's our family name.
Shadow Dark meets Shadow Spirit.
It's a pleasure.
Anyways, yes, the
And your
giant
friends?
sun. Oh, they don't talk much. There is
Are they mute?
Kaz. Not mute. Again, the wilderness gets to us.
She reaches into the bag on her side and pulls out a small bottle. You can see like this purplish liquid just kind of swirling around. She uncorks it and begins to sniff. Yes, still tell me more.
She just
Of
did some
course.
cocaine right in front of us.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, okay.
So the giant son was lost, and we simply helped him. I led him to his father, and his father rewarded me, which is very strange. I've never heard of a giant rewarding anyone, mostly just killing. He rewarded me with this plate armor that you see before you, making it somewhat of a rarity, if you ask me.
Did you take out the plate armor?
Yeah.
That's a good story.
Yes, one that you can retell.
But what else is there that we can make this more unique? It's more than just the story. The armor needs to tell a story as well. There's something else that goes along with it. Where did he get this armor from? Where did he find it? She puts the bottle away and then grabs another. She's just nonchalantly talking to you. This one's actually a bluish color, and she begins to sip it, licking her
Yes,
lips.
well, the armor was worn on his person. He wore it like a decoration. There was even a skeleton inside of it when he gave it to me.
A skeleton? Do you have the skeleton?
Unfortunately, no. I am a man of faith. I buried the bones. I'm sorry.
Maybe we can find another skeleton to put in it. That would sell.
You could always procure a skeleton. I'm sure there's one around.
Huh. Of course. Yes, we could. It's a
And
great
that
story.
would only enhance the story
Yes.
once you tell it.
Yes. She begins to like look off into the sky. Yes, it would. That would be wonderful.
Yes. I even I have a shield that goes with it.
That goes with the armor.
Yes. And obviously I'm starting to fib a bit, but I like her energy, so I'm gonna try to swoop into it. I'm gonna lean into it.
All right.
Yes, you see this shield that I also have. I believe goes with the armor, as it was also a gift. 2 gifts from a giant, unheard of.
2 gifts,
this-
not just one.
This shield is a shield of a purple dragon knight.
You have a shield of the purple dragon knight. Are you
Yes.
any of you dragon knights?
No, nothing like that. No, but the
See.
shield is, and so if you find a skeleton, maybe you have a purple dragon knight who
So we
was
need to get a
defeated by.
skeleton. You see her eyes, pupils are very large at this point. She seems intent in your story, very focused on it, as if she's taken in every word and excited about it.
Alokian,
Yes.
didn't we find out that the creature in the skeleton in the armor belonged to an ancient giant slayer that they had killed?
Ah, yes. How
He's
could I
kind of
forget?
smirking a little.
The skeleton that was inside, well, the giant boasted how he defeated the great giant slayer Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Surely you've heard of him.
Roll a deception check with advantage
I was gonna say,
because of the help from your companions.
this is the times that makes me miss Corvin, because Corvin had a much better charisma than Kid.
13.
I've never heard of Ronaldo, ever.
Well,
What a
you
strange
make
name.
It is a strange name, I admit, but I believe he came from the south.
The Dragonmire?
Just
He was a
the
pirate? Dragon Slayer. No, Giant Slayer.
giant slayer.
He might have been a pirate a giant slayer, yes.
Maybe
Very
dragons
well.
too.
This
Maybe even
sounds
dragon.
unbelievable.
It's the story of a lifetime, I tell you what, and it's all connected to this plate armor and this shield. It's honestly a must-have. I'm
She gets up and
almost
begins to examine the armor that you have laid out in front of her, and then the shield. It's like there were some repairs done to this. It looks very old, though. Shield
yes, I
is
believe.
not of the same time. Purple Dragon Knight Pirate. Giant Slayer.
Well,
We'll definitely
I mean,
find
I-
a corpse for it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Of course you will.
I'll give you 500 gold.
Well, 500 gold is a very
Wonderful. We'll take it.
it is a wonderful offer.
Cormyrian? Symbian coin.
Or Mirian.
Or do you
would be
wish in
wonderful,
gems and
thank you.
trade? Cormyrian.
Cormyrian will be fine. That's fine. Yes.
we're
I'll get-
going deeper into Cormyrian territory,
Yes,
right?
yes, you are.
Okay, just checking.
I'll get the lions for you. One moment. She opens the door to caravan, and inside you can see just junk everywhere. It looks so disorganized. If you can imagine a hoarder's caravan, that's this. You see weapons and pieces of armor and just rolled up paper and just stuff everywhere. But you also do see along one of the walls, looks like there's a desk that kind of folds down, as well as a number of racks full of vials, some empty and some not. A number of also jars that have different things in it, all sorts of like herbs, or strange eyeballs, or fingers, and all sorts of things. And you're shifting around inside quickly, and after a few minutes she comes out with a rather large sack full of coins jingling. She slams the door behind her and just tosses the gold. Deal. She holds out her hand towards you.
Wonderful. We are glad that this armor can go to someone who appreciates the story behind it.
Yes, as soon as I find a corpse, it'll be great. She begins to drag the armor pieces to the caravan and begins to climb the caravan side, opens up one of the chests that are there, and just begins to dump the pieces one by one into it.
as she's kind of doing that, I will lean over to Oz and say, "Do you think I should hold on to this backpack, or do you think
Yes,
the gold would be better?
Very much so.
You think the bag? Hold on to it.
Bag in itself is priceless.
Bag? What bag?
Oh,
She
it's
says
a
she's
family
from the top
heirloom.
of the
Do we
caravan.
still have a face bag?
Yeah, I didn't think of that too.
Didn't we? We
No,
found
we
another
don't.
one,
I
didn't
burned
we?
it.
Yeah, then we burn it.
It was
Yeah,
burned.
We didn't
and
find
burn it.
another one on the other hag. Oh, dang it! What a waste.
There
What a
there
waste.
was one. So there was one on Mother and Maud.
Mhm.
The one that was on Haley. The one that was on Maud, you guys burned. But obviously Mother got away with Haley.
I actually, I was saying I have something in my bag, and he will pull his bag around, and he's gonna pull out the forked tongues. I think there's 3 of those,
Okay.
and the
She
other
quickly-
3,
She quickly hops down and rushes over.
the eyeballs in the jars.
She gets oddly close as well.
Ugh.
Like you can get the smell of almost like this sweet chemical smell just emanating from her.
Do the eyeballs, are they like moving? Are they doing stuff?
No.
Or are they just they're just lifeless?
Yep. She begins to poke at them and examine, sniff them. Oh, they still seem a bit fresh. Yes.
These, and he'll kind of motion to the eyeballs. These were owned by a hag that we killed.
A hag.
Who knows what kind of
What sort of hag?
green
Ugly
one?
Ugly one.
Was
Thank
it
you.
green? No, what
Potion
color
seller.
was it?
What is this one? I got some hot brown.
Hot brown.
Hot
Oh,
brown.
Oh,
Mm,
Oh no.
delicious.
Wonderful.
What color was the hag?
So Maud and Haley were both like a dark purple
Okay.
with jet
Yeah,
black
there
hair.
were night
Purple.
hags.
Purple hags. Yeah, he doesn't know what kind of hag it would be. He just knows the color. They were purple hags. They almost destroyed me and my group. Who knows what these eyeballs were going to be used for?
Knows what they've seen.
I don't.
Perhaps we can look through them.
Maybe. For the right price.
That would be great. Right price.
Oh, and he has the humanoid, the maggots too. I forgot about those. Those are gross. People have those too.
She's. What is that?
How many of those? There's only 2, right?
There's 2.
Face. That was the other face thing.
And they're still alive and writhing and almost look like they're screaming for help.
So there's 4 forked tongues, 3 eyeballs, and 2 face maggots.
I will pay 290 gold for that.
For all of it?
All of it.
Make it 300 and you have a deal.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, jeez. So persuasive. Da-da-da-da. Persuasion. 2. Natural 1.
nice.
280 gold. And you have a deal.
No, you can't go back on it.
What?
I'll keep them. We're going to Monk's Blade. Surely someone else will want these.
No one's
amazing-
gonna want that. She's pointing
Okay.
to the mat face maggots.
290. 290.
Deal.
Right.
She rushes back in, grabs your gold, shuffles
we,
around for a bit.
Are we gonna pool all this and separate it, or are we gonna?
That's up to you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, it's up to you.
I kept the 500.
Fair. That's fair.
You earned it.
Alokian
keep
kind
track
of
of
did
all of
that
it.
himself. Yeah.
I'll keep track of all of it separately, and if we decide later.
I mean, I don't use money very often, so I'm sure I'll just end up spending it on y'all anyways.
Yeah. That's kind of how it goes. We could just put it all in the bag of holding. We probably.
And she
will
comes
after.
back out with 290 gold and takes the tongues, the eyes, and the face maggots.
On my bag.
Now,
too.
the face maggots, like I said, they're about that big.
Oh my gosh! I
Yes,
thought
they're
they were
large.
tiny.
No, they're large, writhing maggots with humanoid faces on them.
Gross. Oh, that's hilarious.
She actually begins to like poke at them and takes out a bit of ration and feeds one as you guys
Oh
are
my
sitting
gosh.
there, and it's
I have no idea what those are gonna turn into.
eating. You have been to strange and wonderful places.
You have no idea.
Where did these come from? Tell me the story.
A hag. We stumbled upon it in the forest. Got in a conflict. Fought it, killing a giant walking pile of leaves. And then it took one of our friends and we chased it into its own dimension, where we slew it and took these things.
You've traveled dimensions.
Yes.
Was this
After we
dimension
went-
like
Dark. Spinny.
It's spun.
Yes, it turned, it was circular, and it came to a point where the hags were 3 of them. One very
3
large
hags.
one, and then 2 of these purple ones, yes.
In their own interdimensional space with a strange gravitational pull.
And we slew them.
Fraught with darkness and creatures the mind could not even fathom.
She's staring at you as you're saying things. She takes out another potion. This time it's a light blue color. Puts her finger in it and begins to place it on her neck.
Do we still have the Lesser Orb of Dragon kind?
Yes.
We do. Yep.
I'm gonna take that out.
We also had a petrified ham with a cool
Oh,
chain.
yeah, I probably would have had that one too. I needed to move all this stuff over.
You think you should wear that petrified ham?
Yes,
Oh,
I think I'm
You
wearing
guys are
that,
talking
actually.
about petrified. Are you wearing it?
Yeah. So Kath will take that off too and show it to her. The petrified hand with the gold chain, as well.
And you found all these things there?
Yes.
Can you take me
Yep.
there?
No.
I'm afraid we don't have the ability to travel back. You see, upon the defeat of the hags themselves, the interplanar dimension sort of crumbled and collapsed in upon itself. We barely escaped with our lives.
Wow. Do you have a name?
My name is Kazar.
No. She motions to all of you. You have a name.
He kind of
No.
looks to the group. Do we have a name?
We decide on one yet.
I mean, Zan had a name for the group, guys.
Oh yeah.
Gray
what was
Lantern.
the
Gray Lantern Hunters? Was that it?
It was the Gray Lantern Huntsman.
Huntsman.
Man.
But you don't have to use that. That was just
Yes.
Zan's licensed name.
Kath
But
doesn't know that. So,
I'm actually cool with that. Yeah. We are
Yeah.
the Grey Lantern
right.
Huntsman.
We are
we
called
are the Huntsmen.
ill-mated pilgrims.
No.
no, we're not
no,
called that.
No.
Are there
no.
two different groups working together?
No, we
It seems
are.
that way sometimes.
If all are in agreement, the Huntsmen.
Yes, I'm fine with that.
The Huntsman?
That's right. Ill-mated pilgrims.
No, we're not called that.
No, we're not.
He
He's
might
just
be called that. We're not.
Are you a follower of Ilmater?
Oh. Am I? Of course.
I'm gonna
I
go.
have stories for you of Ilmater.
Do you have things
yes.
to sell? Stories?
Of
I'll give you 2
ill-mated.
gold for that. And she's motioning to the claw.
No, screw you. And he's gonna put it back on. Not worth it.
I do have something that may interest you. And I show the Lesser Orb of Dragon kind. We were able to use this to return to our plane. But how it was procured is an interesting story.
May I? Builds out her hands.
But of course,
She takes it and takes out a small little lens. It looks like it has a elongated crystal that's kind of spiraled with its copper wire. She puts that to her eye and begins to look at it. You see a flash of arcane magic as behind her eye, behind the crystal in her eyes as she's examining it. Continue the story. This will take
you
a
can
few
see
moments.
for yourself. In its abilities alone, it's worth to sense dragons, to cause them some level of disadvantage. But it was also used to bring a dragon creature of horrific nature to life using the blood of an ancient white dragon. We saw this with our own eyes and were able to put a stop to this dragon before it destroyed everything. Now our use for the orb has ended for now. 1,000 gold pieces. To say that you, and only you, carry with you an orb that can control dragons.
Roll a persuasion check.
That's a 9, but I'd like to use my inspiration to reroll.
Go ahead.
7. Fuck!
Don't worry, I was considering using my inspiration to make you reroll if you rolled well. So no.
Nice. Nice.
Do I have a heart? Bought a few things from you already. Huntsman of Ilmater.
Oh god.
No.
God damn
Yes.
it.
I'll give you
Perfect.
900.
Very well.
You can see she actually got serious for this moment. Since everything's been happening. She quickly returns inside. Turns. After a few minutes. Hands you your 900 gold lions.
Thank you.
Pleasure doing
for your
business with all of
patronage.
you. Definitely have been strange and wonderful places. Found strange and wonderful things.
Perhaps we'll meet again someday. I can show you more of what we will most inevitably find.
We have a shop within Daraloon. Find more of these things.
Wonderful.
Yes.
What do you have on you at the moment? You are at Emporium, are you not?
Well, I am returning with, she motions behind her, large number of strange and unique furniture that was acquired by a few nobles within merchantmen, within merchant lords within Daraloon. But is there something you seek? Because I'm good at finding.
See here.
Real quick, while you mentioned the merchants, would you be interested in this very interesting Symbian merchant Prince clothing.
Where's the body?
Unknown. You see, the clothes were found in a chest deep within a dragon cult. I believe the dragon cultists were
All
pretending
these
to be.
stories you have. These
Yes.
things that you found.
Uh-huh.
S- Dragons and the hags together?
They were working with each other, yes.
Where was this?
In the wilderness, that way.
Do you point a random direction or
Just
back where
point
you
towards
came?
the woods.
Within the vast.
Yes, within the swamps is where we encountered the hags, and before that, in ruins, we found the dragon cult, and deep within some mines and tunnels underground.
What ruins?
That's where we. One's back there.
They and I provide a more relatively concrete-ish direction.
Okay.
Not enough.
Well-
Not enough to like. Not telling her like it's in, like
Battle Rise
underneath
ruins.
the-
I was gonna say there's the
Yeah.
Battle Rise ruins.
It was Battle Rise ruins, yes.
Yeah,
Do you tell her Battle Rise ruins or no?
I'm gonna say
I-
nearby.
Nearby Battle Rise?
Yes, you see, that's where we procured a lot of these things. But yes, I believe the dragons, well, not the dragons, of course, but the cultists were pretending to be Symbian merchants or something. I had another outfit, but I gave it to a friend. But this is a merchant prince outfit. Highly respectable.
She looks
From
at
what
it
I
for a few
know.
moments. I'll give you 5 gold for it.
On second thought, I might just keep it. It could come in handy.
We have the fine elven wine.
We
No,
do.
Keth doesn't know about that.
We do.
He can't offer it. But that one, I feel like that would have a good story, and I'm just trying to think of things that like royal people would buy, and I feel like an ancient fine elven wine.
We do have this wine from the first Elven dynasty ever.
First dynasty of elves.
Yes.
Quite a claim.
My goodness. May I?
Completely true, too. Oh, of course.
She takes it and begins to examine it.
Yeah,
Alleged
Putting-
first dynasty. You'd have to taste it to be sure, but if you open it, you desecrate its worth.
Of course.
You open it, you buy it.
Where do you buy it?
She takes a few moments examining it.
I heard they make it from the blood of their of the slaves that they kept back then.
roll a deception check.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna
I
buy
love it
this
so
stuff.
much.
Deception.
Makes a good story, I guess.
15.
Not bad.
15?
16.
16? 16?
Yep. But that could be hyperbolic as well.
Yes. I do not believe this is from the first century of elves. But it is at least 800 years old. It is from the Cormyrean elves here, King's Forest. I could probably sell this, though. It's the story. Did you find it?
I believe we found it in
That was the underground ruins that we swam to.
yeah.
Keth can't tell that story. Though.
Yep.
He wasn't there.
Tell me.
Well,
Belkin, did you give her your name?
I did not yet. She didn't ask for it yet.
What is your name?
My name is Belkin. I hail from Clan Gold Blossom. Maybe done some trading with my clan.
I've actually not heard of the Gold Blossom clan, but well met. So tell me the story, Elkin. Where did you find it?
We were exploring some ancient underground elven ruins.
And you found this. What else?
I believe that's the same ruin that we found what were they called? A Medusa, a Gorgon,
A Medusa.
one of those species.
And
Yes.
where was this?
I can't precisely tell you because it was actually we actually fell down a hole when we were out camping one day. It was by a river or a creek, I believe.
Oh. And it didn't turn you to stone. Did you kill it?
No, we didn't want to deal with it. No.
Oh, you just left. Didn't notice you?
Oh, it talked to us. It talked to me, actually.
Did it say?
It wanted me to release it.
It was imprisoned.
Yes. But I said no. I told that Medusa off. And she was impressed by my mental fortitude that she let me go.
I see.
Yes.
And how many bottles of this do you have?
I think it's 5.
5, yeah.
Yeah, 5.
Wow.
Yeah,
Def-
almost a full crate.
You definitely have a treasure here.
Mm.
I'll give you 30 gold a bottle.
45.
Roll a persuasion check.
Yes. Persuasion. 17.
Alright. We'll round it up to 100 and call it a deal. Just because I like you.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. She rushes back
100
in
for each bottle.
100
and
gold per bottle?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
She rushes back in, grabs more coin, and returns with 500 gold.
You want
This
me to note
person
that,
apparently has a large amount of money on them,
Mm.
or
Yeah.
has a way to just make it appear. But she returns with the gold and does the trade with you.
Mm.
Takes the bottles, climbs up into a different chest on top, and opens that one. Fills it up, closes it.
To help me find me what I'm looking for, can I tell you a secret? Shopkeep? Come here.
My name is Aurella, and I love stories.
I'm actually very skilled in the arts of larceny and burglary. Is there anything that you have that could help me in my career?
Perhaps I do. You need to do business away from your...
No, I trust him. I mean, that big one might disapprove, but that's okay.
I do.
See, told you.
Well,
Depends.
I do have... Currently, the only thing that I have are 2 things. Some tools that maybe will help you getting to places that may be more difficult for you to get into.
Are they like thief tools? I pull out my own set of thief tools.
Yes, like that. But if you already have some, then
Yeah.
that won't help you. But I do have a cloak that helps you blend in with your environment.
Okay.
Now, I see we've done trade here, but I could sell that to you. It's pretty well made, but it's also expensive. It's 2,000 gold cloak.
Oof.
So far, we have made 2,190 gold. So, just so you know.
Yeah. Hmm.
But help you go unseen, no matter where you are.
Interesting. Hmm.
Is anyone else looking for anything in particular?
I like to kill things.
He does. He's pretty good at it too.
Anything that helps with that.
In like a poison?
No, too subtle.
He likes to
something-
kill things violently.
Kills things fast.
Explosions? She
Maybe
grins
explosions.
wide.
Maybe. Yeah, I think I might with that too. I'm very good at using stuff like acids and
Let me tell you. Let
um.
me tell you a secret. So am
I love secrets.
So am I.
Yeah.
I love to blow things up.
Hell yeah.
I think everybody likes to blow things up. That's not really a secret.
It is fun when things go boom. I mean, that's just.
I don't like to blow things up.
Have you ever blown anything up?
No.
That's why.
Exactly.
You gotta blow something up first.
When you see just pieces fly everywhere, it's amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
I will say it does appeal to the more baser senses, but it can be quite amusing.
Yes.
Did he just call us stupid?
She gets a little closer to you, Belkin.
Hmm.
What about illicit?
Yes.
She whispers to you.
A drug?
Helps you see. Helps your mind expand. You like things that allow you to see the horizon beyond the horizon.
I'll try anything twice.
She slowly pulls out a vial from her pocket. Just a completely clear colored liquid. And she uncorks it. You don't want to try this more than one. She offers it to you.
Okay, yeah, I'm down.
Just a sip.
Is there an opportune time that you recommend that I dabble in this?
If you want to take it, she pulls out another empty vial and then puts just a couple drops in and then corks hers and then corks yours. Hands it to you. Because of our business. Opportune time. When you're prepared to see can't be seen. Prepared to see it's beyond the veil.
This lady trying to get you hooked on drugs.
Yeah.
This is what is commonly referred to as the taste.
It's the gateway.
So go ahead and just write down drop of Orella.
Oh man.
Sounds like it'll fuck you up.
Seems like a good idea.
So, the cloak you wish purchase?
I do wish to purchase, but I don't have the funds.
Well, we've just traded. You have a lot of funds, but do you have other things to trade? We also can do that.
We do have.
Unless, of course, you have bills to pay. I understand.
We do have a lot of other stuff, but they're not going to be interesting, maybe to her. But if she'd take them for trade, she probably could make money.
They're very mundane.
We have 2 sapphires worth 30 gold each, 1 ruby worth 50 gold. Did you use the warm garnets, Andrew?
I did, yeah, to make
you
my
used
eye.
all 8 of them, right?
Yep. As well as the
glowing white stone.
Yep. For the the ritual
So
components.
yeah, there's the 2 sapphires worth 30. There's the silver goblet. There's
Yeah.
some red silk.
Yeah. 3 white pearls. We also have the 3 bars of dark iron. I can pull those out. Those are probably in Keth's bag. So he'll pull
3
those out.
onyx that we found.
Okay.
I don't have that written down.
Do you have
lapis
the
lazuli.
amounts on each of those?
I believe I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you gave us the price on everything.
Okay.
No.
Whatever's missing, let me know, and I'll go back through my notes.
The 4 moonstone we have total 400.
Mm.
So they were
But
100 each.
in-
Yep.
Yeah. In retrospect, like we should probably keep the moonstones because they can replace a material spell component.
Oh, I thought you
Okay.
used those. I think I
The
just deleted
moonstones, no, just the
Oh, okay.
The warm
I-
garnets.
I used 1 moonstone, I
One.
believe,
Yep. It was
Oh,
one.
okay.
and the warm garnets.
Mm.
Okay.
We still have 4 moonstones left.
So we have the lapis lazuli.
Lazuli, yeah.
I don't know how much that's worth.
I don't have a pricing for it.
Okay. She'll look at it. She'll tell you that she will pay 10 gold each.
10 gold. You should have 1.
Yeah, just the 1.
Okay. So 10, 70, 100, 120 for all the gems in total. We do have the chainmail instead of leather. I don't know if she'd buy that.
Yeah, 2 sets of chainmail.
Is it just
and-
mundane stuff?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
we found it in the Kobold's Cave and it was new. I wrote down that it was new, like it wasn't used at all.
She'll examine it and she'll tell you she does not want to purchase that.
I don't think she did. Silver goblet and candelabra. I think we found those in the Battle Rise ruins. I think maybe. Yeah, in the Half Dragons thing. Half Dragons room, I think, is where we found those.
Silver goblet, she'll pay 14 gold. The ornate candelabra, she'll pay 50 gold.
50. We also have more fine wine from that same place. 5 bottles of that. Obviously, it's not the Elven.
She'll tell you she'll pay 2 gold apiece.
Okay. So
I believe
pretty-
there's 6.
Oh, 6. I guess I got that written down wrong. Red silk.
She's not interested in.
Okay. White pearls. Do you have one of these pearls? We have 3.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
No pricing.
No pricing.
Those are 50 gold each.
Okay.
She'll pay for those as well.
Do you need one of those, Andrew, or do you have one? Okay, so 150 total for that. 3 bars of dark iron. I don't know if she knows what they are.
She examines
No.
that for a few minutes, and she tells you she'll pay 100 gold apiece for them.
Okay. Okay. Let me math. Onyx. How much is that onyx worth? I didn't get that. I don't know if it's.
We do not have a pricing. 2 finely cut black onyx gems, 3 inches in diameter.
150 gold apiece.
Uh, 150 each. You said.
Each. Yep.
Oh, and then the dark iron. Do we need the dark iron for any reason?
Probably not. I didn't sense any magic from that dark iron, right? Yeah. we
Okay.
don't need it.
Okay, so totaling all that,
You can roll
we,
an Arcana check. You're examining it as well.
we got another 946 gold. In total
17.
for all that.
Those 3 bars are actually cold iron. They were crafted not in the heat of fire, but manipulation of magic to create cold iron.
What would
Okay.
that do?
It's so with that knowledge, you know that most of the time, cold iron is more effective against creatures of the Fae.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all right. We can sell that.
So 946 gold for all that.
Okay.
Let me see, what else do we have? Anything else? We have the Sending Stone. The half ascending stone. If we wanted half ascending stone, I could. Keth will tell him. We found that. Where did we find that? Was that on? That was on one of the. Was that one on one of the cultists, or was that on the hags?
Cultist? I
That
want
was-
to say we hit.
That was beneath the battle rise within
Okay.
the half dragon's lair.
So actually, I would not. Keth would not know about that story, so he cannot tell that story.
If you look at this rectangle stone, you can actually send a message. It can manipulate. I call it the ice stone.
Are you
And there's
showing
no
her? You showing her
yeah.
the sending stone? She
I
holds
call it
out
the
her hand.
I call it the ice stone. There's no day limit. And you can just send a message.
The ice stone.
Yep.
She holds out her hand and pulls out her crystal again to examine it. You allow her to take it.
But it might need something called a update every couple of days. I don't know what that means. You might need a signed term of service. I don't know.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, I also have this.
She
And I take
begins to
out
examine it.
the Spell gem, protection from evil and good.
No, we use that.
Yeah, we have to use that one.
We use that against the hags.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did.
Oh right, yeah, because it's only one use, right?
And when it was
Mm.
used, the gem crumbled.
Yes.
Oh, we have that wand of secrets.
She examines the sending stone
The
for a few
the
moments.
iPhone?
Wand of disguise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know as the other or where it is?
One guy named Jobs, I think.
And what is the story behind it? Let's make one.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me? He says into the stone.
Great.
Think so, yeah. Yeah. I can. Can you hear me now?
Where? She says back into it again.
Great. Two of these.
Where can I hear you? Like in my head.
I see no one like that. No.
Oh.
I'll buy this. 200 gold.
Should
Add that
we?
to the total?
250.
Okay, we're gonna give her that. So we have the wand of secrets and the wand of disguise as well. I don't know if you guys want. So the wand of
Yeah.
secrets.
Sure, was the one. Say no
It
problem.
shows secret doors.
How
right?
much is it worth
Or-
to you?
Or Travis.
Wand of secrets, wand of disguise, probably 300.
You start pulling out wands. She's like, I'll buy the gems, but in this, and that'll be good.
I don't know if we should have given her the sending stone.
All
What did?
that then for the robe.
What? She
Pardon?
puts it in her pocket. And I'll be right
For
back.
the
And she
robe.
for the robe,
The cloak.
the cloak.
Yes.
What was the total for everything?
1,146. But
She says
she does
deal. And she goes right back.
snap. What are they telling her?
She rushes
I
in,
don't care. We no longer have to deal with that shit.
comes back
That's wonderful.
Maybe.
with
She
a
gonna kill
robe
us.
in her hand that slowly is beginning to just blend and change colors with whatever it's nearby, almost as if like an octopus changing or chameleon changing its colors with its surroundings, and hands it to Belkin.
Interesting.
It was a
God.
pleasure doing business with all of you, huntsmen.
It's very fun. Very fun.
If you're ever within Daraloon, come see us again. Bring strange and wonderful things and stories.
Okay.
I'll tell you all the stories.
She's gonna die.
Eh. I just hope she finds Steve Jobs.
All right.
Steve Jobs.
Everybody gets raking up the money, and I don't know. Maybe if Belkin doesn't want any money because he just got that. But 547.
Yeah, I
gold
kind of.
for
I
everybody.
mean, kind of feel. Yeah.
A
47 for
token
everyone.
of my appreciation before you depart. Here, and I'll hand her one of the carved symbols of Ilmater that I had made probably the night before, or one of the nights.
She takes it. This is of your god.
Correct.
Tell me your favorite story of him.
There's so many to choose from.
The squirrel.
Just need one. Squirrel?
Yes. This is a most recent story.
If this takes more than 10 minutes, can Kaz identify the cloak for me?
Use a spell slot, and I'll identify it.
It's a cloak of
So-
Belvin Kine.
Okay, cool.
Yes, most recently we were accompanied by a couple of Kirkba. I don't know if you're familiar with Kirkba.
No. Who are they?
Well, they are squirrel people of sorts from the Feywild while we were adventuring in the Feywild.
She pulls out another potion. This time it's yellow in color. Has a wide rim at the top. Takes out a large cork. Licks a bit. And then puts the cork back in. Vial away.
Anyways, well, while adventuring with the Kirkba in the Feywild, one of them happened to perish.
Squirrel.
The squirrel, yes. And by
How did it
no
die?
less a grave injury, unfortunately.
It got screamed at, right?
Screamed at it.
Banshee.
A wraith, a banshee.
Oh,
It screamed at me too.
I heard their whales could just kill.
Yeah.
And it did. I thought I had healed him, but it was no good.
Is that taken?
I kept the corpse near me overnight, and I prayed to Ilmater. I believe it was my prayers that when I awoke the next morning, he was perfectly fine.
Miracle.
A miracle indeed, a true blessing of Ilmater.
Must be a powerful follower of Ilmater.
I am but a humble servant.
There's probably more to you see in yourself.
I'd like that to be true.
To bring life back, death takes power. Heard of it happening, but it's only from those that are truly close to their divinity.
I am very close to Ilmater, I feel. Very close indeed.
Is that the
Does
first
bring upon
time you've seen someone die? Something.
Fortunately not. I've lost friends along the way. Some will not be able to come back through a blessing like Ilmater's. It's unfortunate. I've seen more death than I'd like to admit.
Many of us have. Everyone roll perception checks.
Uh-oh. What's she doing? She's betraying us. Can't wait to kill her and take all the gold.
20,
17.
17, 19, 22. Belkin.
15. 1 6 again.
All of you notice that some of the legs on the chairs and tables that are on top of the caravan move. Twitch. Well,
That is cool.
that is another amazing story. She looks to the sky. Time is of the essence, though, unfortunately. I have to get home. End of the week. Deliver this.
Understood.
Come visit. There, Loon. Bring us up more
If-
stories.
If you don't mind me prying just a little bit, was your furniture moving?
She looks up. Back. Not that I know of.
Okay.
Is it falling?
Oh,
I think I have
nope.
it tied well enough.
Well, you just double check it before you leave, probably. It's probably fine.
Yes, and she rushes over and begins to check the knots and pull. And you can see her knots are just odd and just like big and bulky on the side where she's binding them to the caravan.
Like, by all reason, it probably shouldn't even
Yes.
work, but it does. Alright.
Well, she goes to each of the horses, taking the bags from them. We'll be on our way. She ruffles the hair on the back and then looks to all of you and takes her hand out and goes to shake each one of you. Pleasure doing business with all of you. I'll get it one day, she says to you, Keth, pointing to the clawed hand around your neck.
No, you won't. Not for 2 gold.
And she climbs into the caravan, waves, and begins to leave. Alokian, you do notice that when she is leaving, she takes out the stone again. And to speak. You can roll a perception check to see if you can tell what she's saying.
19.
I should be to battle rise in a day and a half.
Uh-oh.
She gonna go down that Medusa and friggin' release her or something. Something can go down.
And with that, I say we take a short break.
Yeah.
And we'll be back here in just a few minutes, everyone. And we're back. So, Orella begins to disappear along the horizon, leaving you there on the way of the Manticore. What do you wish to do? The sun is still high in the sky as it's now midday at this point.
Should we,
You know, from
Should-
Orella, she said that you probably about have half a day's travel to get to Monk's Blade.
should we follow her?
Follow her. For
Well,
what purpose?
I assume where we found that sending stone, probably attached to the colt we were chasing. Perhaps she's meeting him in Battle Rise.
Colt I still seek revenge upon.
Yes. I think we all do.
My
Well-
garnet stone eye flickers and lights up behind the mirror image. I do have a thirst for cultists.
too need to fulfill some sort of inner mission
At the same
against these
time,
cultists.
we are only a half day from Monk's Blade. She
Yes.
carries with her a great deal of items. She would be traveling at a slower pace.
Perhaps.
We head into Monk's Blade, rest for the night, gather what we'll need for perhaps yet another long journey. Can catch up. Know where she is headed. Could take an alternate route.
Yes, so all of our options are on the table. There is a connection between the Orcus cult and Monthblade as well.
Yes. Last we want is the city we're headed to be wiped off the face of this continent.
Yes, perhaps we can give them warning at the very least. Someone out there might be after them.
I also have business at a place in the vast swamp called the Lost Refuge.
Anyone with knowledge, history, all that.
Don't mind if I do. 16.
21.
Alokian, doesn't quite ring a bell. There's lost things named everywhere. Kaz, I believe you had some of this information once before. And with that roll, it perks some interest that you remember. There is something or some sort of temple within the vast swamp that is called maybe the Lost Refuge or the Lost Ruins or something like that. That many years ago, there were cultists of Shar that led a number of magically inclined individuals from Cormyr as they made a false temple to Mishra, taking those people that they found that survived their perverted ritual, causing them to basically become lethargic and unable to defend themselves. They magically put them to sleep and brought them to this place called the Lost Refuge to sacrifice them to open a portal to Shadowfell. You just remember hearing rumors about this, especially because of the current fight that your faction is doing against Cyric and Shar. Cyric being Shar's lover and also the god of lies and murder, Shar being the goddess of, obviously, darkness and magic and that sort of thing. So you've heard rumors of a place like that within the vast swamp.
Interesting.
But the vast swamp does have a number of other ruins within it, so where that is, you're not quite sure.
Not familiar with the location, though it does ring a bell. Very interesting indeed.
And I'll share that information with the group.
Okay.
Yes. So at some point I would like to head that way if we could.
Who knows? We may be able to find some information in Monk's Blade.
Perhaps.
Who knows? Anything is possible. These last few weeks have taught us anything.
All right. Well, let's head into town then.
Indeed, perhaps at a swifter pace.
As we're traveling, I will talk to Alokian real fast.
Okay.
Alokian, I was wondering. I haven't seen you use it.
Hmm.
I was hoping maybe to take the enchantment from that spear of yours that you're wearing.
Ah,
An attempt to maybe find someone who could put it on my glaive.
yes, of course, friend. I would trust you to have it. To do with it you please. You've become such a good friend over this time. There wouldn't possibly be anything you're hiding from me. So why not?
Hello. He would kind of look I look at a Lokian and like kind of like give always the look like I just gave, basically like, no.
Nothing at all.
Is there something you want to know?
No, of course not. I know everything I could possibly know about you, correct?
I think so.
Okay.
All right. And he'll kind of take the spear from him and he like pulls it over his back and then slips it into his bag so it just disappears into the haversack behind him.
Okay.
And he will slowly walk away from Lokian.
And I just have this stupid smile the whole time.
Okay.
Kind of walk forward, like lean into like Kaz. Is Lokian all right? Kind of turn around. I assume he's just smiling at us.
He has been acting rather strange of late. Apparently he said something about seeing furniture moving.
I'm not sure. All right, let's
Rest.
probably we'll do.
Hmm.
Well, let's go.
So the group of you quicken your pace and head west towards where you believe Monk's Blade is. The rest of your travel is... The rest of the day is fairly uneventful beyond meeting Aurella and Shadow Dark Emporium. It's part of it. But the sun is on the horizon to the west as you're heading directly into it, sort of blinding you slightly, but as it does, you can see tops of large, towering trees, silhouette of homes and buildings quickly approaching as the sun is setting. Somewhat of a beautiful sight in front of you as the light is just casting over the trees and through, casting a dark, deep shadow over this small town, large town. Some of the buildings to 3 stories in height. Some of it compact, but most of them built in what looks like a circular city pattern. There are some palisades and small walls on the outskirts, but most of the buildings are tight, close together. And the road sort of goes right between the center of town. You also can see another road that heads looks like a smaller road that heads in a southern direction as well, out of Monk's Blade. Not as well traveled as the way of the Mana Core. But you get to finally Monk's Blade as you approach the scene in front of you. People are moving in and out of the town. It seems like it's fairly busy. As you are approaching, there are a few guards that are out on the outside near the roads where the palisades and the walls are. But they don't stop you. They just sort of wave as you're coming through. But they do take note, and they do seem to try to read you for a few moments. Make sure you're not just some sort of orc raid or something coming to take their people. There's no signs of anything weird currently happening. There's no bats flying overhead, no orcs raiding Monk's Blade. The town seems fairly busy, lights and torches. They do have someone going about lighting small lanterns that are hanging from sconces that are along the main road. Inside the road here is large cobblestone, rough hewn rock and stone. The mud finally meets that as you enter the city. You see all of the streets are like that. Stone looks old. And compared to the town itself, many of the buildings look maybe at most 50 to 100 years old. Stone looks much older than that. Some of these buildings actually have incorporated into their structures large pillars and half walls of this old stone. Looks like perhaps there was some ruins here that these people built upon. And the city itself is not very big. The town's not very big. Get to either side within just probably 5-minute walk. But there's a number of buildings all around. In the center of the city, there's a circular sort of courtyard area that has what looks like a large well, a stone well, that's probably about 15 feet in diameter. Has a wooden roof built above it. See a number of ropes and buckets all around the outside of it to toss in, gather water. See people moving in and out of a number of buildings. You pass a couple of buildings, and some in particular you take note of as you see signs for a few things. One, get the smell of freshly cooked seafood. So you smell fried and lemon and herbs and just the waft of wonderful smell of seafood coming from a building called the Old Oyster. You hear the sounds of laughter, people talking amongst each other, coming from another building with a sign hanging from it called Hunting the Night Decay. And then down the road from both of those, you see painted on this sign is a small curved looking blade that looks like it's on fire. And above that, it says the Fire Dagger Inn. You also see a number of actual ruins within the center city of this, pillars and half walls that are still standing nearby, and people moving in and out buildings there. You see one other place that has a sign that has a door that is currently open, and the sign does have a iron gauntlet that has what looks like a staff of some sort depicted on it, and it says Cromwell's Wondery. That sign. You do get a couple looks from people as you're passing through, but otherwise, no one stops. People give you fairly decent berth as you're strangers coming within the town, but they all seem friendly. No one's like, "Oh, get out of here" or anything like that. It seems like a fairly friendly place for newcomers, as this is on the way of the Manticore, so if you had to guess, probably much of their business comes from travelers.
Keth, as he walks into town, he will take down his hood.
Okay.
He's probably been wearing it, and he's gonna walk towards probably one of the guards at the gate.
Okay.
Hello.
The guards here have studded leather armor. They have heavy cloaks on that are just a gray in color. They have short swords that are sheathed, as well as long bows and quivers of arrows. Good evening, traveler.
Hello. We are. Kind of looks at himself and his group.
Dirty.
Adventurers. if you could not, we're adventurers, so it comes with the territory sometimes. We were out.
Hunting the night. A lot of adventurers like that place.
Thank you, appreciate it. We were in the vast swamp, and we stumbled upon some orcs doing some kind of ritual. And although we couldn't fight them at the time, we were rather weak. We heard mention of Monk's Blade. About how many were there of these orcs?
There are 3 head ones.
You saw 3 main ones. As far as the other orcs that you saw, you only saw about 8. There could have been more beyond that, but with your dark vision, you only saw about 8. And Alokian also only saw about 8 as well.
There weren't very many, but they had these bat creatures. I thought I might give you the information.
And these orcs spoke of Monk's Blade.
Yes, they mentioned the name. We didn't hear much else.
Do you know of which tribe?
They were, and I assume I would kind of know, they were gray in nature, correct?
They were grayish green. They still had
Grayish
green
green.
skin and pig-like noses.
So, would I know what if they're green orcs or gray orcs?
You know they're not gray orcs. Specifically,
Okay.
just so you guys know as well, Keth looks different than other orcs. He's gray in skin. His nose isn't pig-like. It's more humanoid shape.
Green, it seemed.
Okay. We'll keep a watch out. And you said from the vast.
Yes.
He looks to the other guard. We'll spread the word. And he nods.
Didn't they mention the guy that they pray to? A deity?
Yes, they prayed to the Night Lord.
The Night Lord.
Night Lord.
Yes.
I don't know of that deity.
An orc god.
Hopefully that might narrow down who it might be.
This being the first time Alokian hears of the Night Lord. Wait,
Oh,
did I roll?
I assume he said it out loud.
Yeah.
I feel like you rolled.
Did I roll? Did I roll?
I think Kaz
think
actually
you did.
recognized who it was.
Yeah.
The deity.
Yeah, I think you
I
rolled.
know.
I think
Yeah,
Kaz got it
you
out. I don't
will.
think Alokian did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. That's it. Yep.
Shargas.
Her ass. Yeah.
Shargas.
Yeah, shark ass.
It's got a giant shark tail.
Nice.
Just
Loaded
attached to a
eggs.
butt. There's nothing else.
Oh, gosh.
A walking butt with a tail. Yeah, but keep your eyes out and stay safe.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
One moment. He opens one of his pouches and pulls out a couple things and holds it out to you.
Oh, thank you.
He gives you 2
Appreciate it.
silver. Thank you for your time.
That's nothing. No, I'm just
Yeah.
throw it on the ground. I throw it on the ground and spit on it. No.
Do you?
No. Did everybody write their gold down for sure?
No, I did not yet.
547.
547. Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Assuming we all were splitting that, I guess.
That's fine.
We are.
Okay. All right.
The huntsmen of Ilmater all work together.
No.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Thank you.
Are you going to be staying in town?
For the night, at least.
All right. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Hopefully we don't have to deal with that, but
If you, raise the alarm, we may join you.
the bells will sound if you see something.
All right.
We'll be glad to help.
So, I just had a thought. I guess I'm not sleeping. Never mind. I was gonna say, I was like, have I tried to take my armor off? At all?
I don't
If I
think
would
you
have
have.
tried. If I would have tried, would it have come off? I'll just say I won't because I'm probably not. It's probably disgusting.
Let me know when you try.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking
Have you,
about
ha,
looking, I was about
have
thinking
you,
about looking for a bathhouse. So
Okay.
we
yeah, I
might.
guess, have you gone to the bathroom yet? Like,
Well, I assume I could go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Apologies, I perhaps should have thought about this prior. Gather around a moment, will you? Sort of unpleasant to be walking around with the filth of the world upon us all. And I will cast Prestidigitation a few times and clean all of us up.
Okay. It probably
Order.
takes a number of castings, so it probably takes you a good
Yeah.
10 minutes to clean everyone of
I'd
their
like
filth.
one cubic, I think 1 cubic meter per cast. I
Yeah.
think.
So
Yeah.
it takes some time, but you're able to clean everyone off of the filth that is covering them.
no offense, Kaz, but
Now
compared
you are
to
fresh and good as new, though it's not as relaxing as having a bath. You may see.
yeah, bathhouse was a nice, cute maiden. Yeah, no offense, Kaz. It doesn't compare. Sorry.
It works for me.
Well, okay. That's fine.
Cleaner than I've ever been.
Well, I can no longer smell you at a distance, Kev. So,
That's why I haven't been very stealthy, probably.
can't
You've
be-
been more stealthy than Oaken.
Well, not since I put this on the armor. Doesn't.
It is
It's a little bit.
interesting
Cheek,
set of
cheek,
armor,
cheek.
that.
Yes.
I never claimed to be good at stealth missions when I joined this crew.
True.
Uh,
I'll give you that.
Keth he'll kind of lean over to the cut. Look, I think it's stuck to my skin.
As he's pulling it, it's pulling his skin with like stuck to the leather and the armor itself. It looks like it's done fused to it.
I don't know what's going on. I just realized. It's fine though, I'm sure.
You may need to soak in the bath, armor and all.
Maybe. But I'm going there first, and he points at the Cromwell's.
Cromwell's, yeah,
Cromwell.
Cromwell's Wondery. Okay, the door's open. You hear the sounds of hissing and tinking and clunking as gears grind coming from within.
I don't know if this is gonna be the right place for me.
See, there's also a large metal tube that's coming out the top of it with with just plumes of white smoke. The building is a 2-story building that also has another connected building that's a single story, and that's where the door that opens up into this building is.
Hello. So kind of walk in.
Okay. As you walk in, you hear immediately, as soon as you walk through the front door, coming from the right, as you look over, welcome. You see probably about a foot long, what appears to be some sort of sackcloth doll with a wide brim hat. You see straw coming from its hands that have a number of small bladed hooks for fingers. And it's just laying up against the wall there on a shelf as it's looking at you, and it's saying welcome.
Thank you.
Did the doll just talk?
Yeah. Yes. Do you own this place? He kind of looks at the doll.
When you do walk in, you also see a number of tables and desks that have you see an anvil. You see what looks like some box that's made out of metal that has a strange, like, turning contraption on the front of it that has a number of tubes connected to it that are leading up into the roof of this area. You see tools out on all of the different desks and tables. You see a chair that's pulled out from that one place at the desk itself. You see papers all across the desk that looks like that has like strange geometric shapes and markings. on the paper. You see inkwell, as well as an apron that's it's made out of leather that has a number of gashes all over it, dark spots and splashes that just kind of hung on the wall. And immediately to the right, there's another door that's currently open. And then you hear the voice again come from a small doll. Welcome to Cromwell's Wondery. Have a look around.
I don't believe the doll is alive.
I don't think so. Where's Cromwell?
As you're standing in the doorway, here. Welcome. Welcome to Cromwell's Wondery. Have a look around.
Okay. And he's gonna walk in and look around.
All right.
Strange.
So when you walk in through that space into the next door, there's actually individual that's seeming to be tucking his shirt in, and coming to rush to the doorway where you currently are. He has very dark skin, an auburn colored mohawk that's curly hair, and a very finely kept plume. He has a auburn colored, slightly thick beard, but not very long. He's somewhat short at probably about 5'9", but at his belt, you see a number of tools, different hammers, fine like tweezers, even a few wands that are in wand sheaths. As he approaches, oh hey, how's it going? Can I help you? Oh, I forgot to close up, didn't I?
Sorry.
Well, come in. You're looking for something? And he motions you to come inside where he is. And behind him is a number of other tables that are in shelves all along the walls. At the tables, you see all sorts of glass vials with different colors and labels. You see a number of rolled up scrolls on another table, vials against the walls. You even see a few long cases, glass cases with different items inside of it. And he's kind of motioning back behind him, come in. As he does pull back and you enter that space, you also see on the left there's a much larger version of the doll that is kind of hung up against the wall. Has long bladed claws that look extremely sharp, a wide brim hat made out of straw, a sack face with, it's like dark gems for eyes, stitched mouth, as well as straw kind of stuffed in. So basically, scarecrow that's just kind of hanging there against the wall. Something you're looking for, guys?
Keth will he'll look at it. That thing is quite interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah. He guards this place when I'm sleeping.
Looks like a good guard. And Keth will.
By the way, I'm Cromwell. What are you guys looking for? You adventurers?
Yes. Name's Keth. I am specifically, and he's gonna pull out his glaive and kind of set it down, and he's gonna get in his bag and pull out the spear. And set it. I don't know if I mean, I assume maybe you're good with magic by the look of the store. There's an enchantment on
Are
this.
you guys following him, by the way?
I
Following
did.
Keth inside?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
There's an enchantment on this spear, and I would like it on my glaive.
Okay.
And it might not be possible. My wizard friend here didn't think he could do it super fast. I would like it done as quickly as possible.
Yeah. It's difficult adventuring and trying to do this sort of magic.
Yes.
But yeah, obviously yes, I can do that. Any sort of crafts or transferring magic, or as he's playing with his beard. If you want something specifically made, we can do that as well. So That'll probably take me about 5 days.
Oh, 5 days.
5 days.
It's fast, but Hmm.
I mean, I have the facilities and everything here.
how how long would it take for you to put a new enchantment on the glaive?
On something, it depends what it is. Just a
Mm,
minor enchantment? You want it
let
sharper?
Yeah, but kind of the same one that's on this. Similar. How would that take just as long or
Give
longer?
me a moment. And he takes out a set of goggles and puts them on. That has a number of lenses, and he puts the lenses down and begins to. You mind if I examine it?
Yes, of course.
And
Of
he
course.
takes them and begins to look at it after a few minutes. Well, I mean, this is one of the simpler enchantments I can probably do within 10 days. You want just a new one.
Mhm.
Um, it it'll cost probably about 450 gold for me to do it.
For the new one.
Yeah,
How much for the transfer?
the transfer about 250.
50.
I mean,
It's
but
worth-
I mean, I have a couple things here if you're interested already.
Mm.
You're looking for a glaive? I think I have one.
Mm.
And he moves over around the corner in the space. Let me see here. He's looking across the wall, and he points out there is a glaive on the wall that is sort of like an ivory, has an ivory shaft that looks very ornate. The blade is thick on the end with a slight curve, and the metal on that actually shines almost like a multicolored opal sheen to it, almost like it's as if it's greasy looking. I have this one that I made not too long ago.
What does that do?
Well, it's just as good as the spear you have there, um, but it does have strange enchantment on it. Um, it's silent. Has this. Let me show you. And he takes it off the wall, begins to swing it, and he's swinging it away from you guys, like towards the wall. As he's swinging it, it's just an eerie silence as it cuts through the air, and it leaves a small trail of this just multicolored wisps. It's called Moon Touched Glaive.
I like it.
Apparently, it's good against shapeshifters.
Oh, nice.
There was back where I'm from, there were some issues with lycanthropy, and my father made this enchantment and passed it down to me. I
And,
also have a longsword that does the same.
and how much for that glaive?
I'll sell it for 500.
Could I see it?
Yes, and he hands it to you.
He'll give it kind of a couple swings. Right at a Lokian. No, I'm just joking.
Over my head. No, I'm kidding.
And it's odd because even with like your gauntlets against it, it's not making any sound at all.
Mm.
And as it, like you tap it against maybe like something metal, there's no sound coming from it.
What better to hear the screams of your victims with, eh?
That's true. What if I trade the spear? How much would it be?
He looks at the spear. You trade me this spear, I'll sell it to you for 225.
200, and you have a deal.
Roll a persuasion check.
Um, sorry, persuasion, if I find it. 20.
I guess you'll put it to good use compared to just sitting on my wall. You have a deal.
I definitely will. And I'll shake his hand and I'll pull out the gold and drop it on the table.
You give him the lions or other gold coins that you found?
Probably the lions. I don't
Okay.
think I had 200.
All right. He takes it, counts the gold, and takes the spear as well, and puts it in place of the other one. And then he takes it down and sets it against the wall. Anything else you're looking for? Or any of your friends?
Yes, I don't know. I mean, you know, probably what adventurers might be interested in.
Yeah, I mean, we have potions if you need those. You said
Hmm.
you're a wizard, right? We have spells for sale. If you're interested, I might have a few. Let me see what I have here. He goes over to a ledger and begins to look through.
Do you have a white crossbow that is enchanted? Perhaps similar to the spear?
I don't have any crossbows currently, like the spear, but can make one. Obviously, that'll take me probably about 10 or 12 days. I don't have any current orders that are pressing, so
Okay. For how much?
if you just want the same enchantment as that spear there, I can do 500.
Any chance that will come back here, guys? Or
Perhaps.
Never
oh
say
man,
never, but
hmm.
I feel like we don't really know anymore. It seems like we move.
Yeah, seems like
If
we're
adventuring
never.
will do that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some other things that you actually see as you're looking around. See what looks like a javelin that is just this dark colored iron, but from time to time you see a shimmer of like a blue spark that kind of just goes along the tip of it time to time. Um, you also see a very fine looking green quiver that's hanging from the wall that has silver trim. Um, as I said, a number of potions and vials, a number of scrolls. As he's looking through the scrolls, let's see, this is light spell, stone shape, human's tiny hut, magic mouth. Um, basically any of the cantrips you might be looking for. It's all I got really right now.
What do you have for potions?
I have a number of different resistances that you might need. I have quite a few healing potions, as well as a couple graders. If you're looking for anything like that. Um, let's see. Some I oh, um, you may be interested in this, and he's motioning to you, Kaz. Are you? What sort of wizard are you? You don't mind me asking.
I I draw from the bag of holding the Eladrin Fablet.
Okay.
And I will make a swift, quick motion to make it sing, and then put it back.
Okay. Well, um, I don't know if you're interested in it, but he goes over to one of the cases and unlocks it and opens it up. He pulls out a 1-inch in diameter finely cut ruby. This here will make any of your weapons become your focus. Bind into it.
Not bad.
Oh, I do appreciate that. However, and I'll move my hair to the side and drop the minor image for a moment. And so he can see that my eye is my focus.
Ah, well,
And I'll put the spell back.
I'm sure. Sorry about your loss, but interesting way carry around your.
Yes, it does have its benefits. Well, it did take some time to
adjust to the depth perception.
So, what sort of place are you heading to? Or do you have a destination thing, creature to fight?
Many things we've been fighting have been needed magical means to damage them, which
I
that
see.
glaive will help. I also wonder about maybe coating the blade in silver. Would that hurt the enchantment at all?
The blade is already considered beyond silver.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
The moon touched, as I said, was created by nature's lycanthropy. So
Ah,
it takes such weapons to fight them.
perfect.
Perhaps we should take your stock of healing potions. So,
All right.
I think that'd be smart.
Well, I have about 8 of them, the minor ones, and the graders I have 3. Any of the minors are about 50 gold apiece, and the graders are 150.
100 gold.
So yeah, 400 total for all of the minor is what it'd be.
You have
throw
means to
100
carry
gold in.
this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll throw 100 gold toward the miners.
Yeah, I will too. I say anybody who wants them could buy 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
So I'll
Same.
buy 2 minor healing
I'll
potions.
grab 2.
Right? So you buy 8.
I'll leave it up to the last to Loki and Belkin how many they
Yeah.
want to buy.
They want to buy
You
Yeah,
find me so
yeah, too.
easily
Too.
replaced by a vial of liquid.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'll remember this.
I mean, sometimes you're not there. Sometimes you're over there attacking that thing.
And what
I'm
happens
over
when you
here.
fall? They'll need a way to get you back up.
Friend, I do not fall.
Good to know.
Well, you get hurt, so
Ilmater watches over me.
okay. The healing
Speaking of
potion.
which, do you have anything pertaining to Ilmater?
Not Ilmater specifically, but we can make whatever you want.
Oh, no thanks.
Okay.
Well, actually, perhaps there is something. Are you any good at engraving?
Yes, I do.
Healing.
I do all kinds of fine work if you need jewelry or any of the sort.
Not jewelry. There are 2 things that I wish to procure, if they could be done in a reasonably fashionable time frame. One is a crest, a stamp of sorts, that of Ilmater's symbol. The other is an engraving on this blade, and I'll show him Badrin scale.
Okay.
Is there a way to do this quickly?
Depends on
Engraving
what you
the
want to
blade.
engrave and how detailed.
Well, the quicker the better, but I would like the symbol of Ilmater engraved on this blade.
How big? And he begins to take out some measuring tools and different calipers and begin to measure a different spot. And he shows like a spot along the center where the hilt of the blade is. You can probably put it right here. I could do it tonight for 25 gold if you wish.
Yes, that would be lovely. Nothing too flashy, just something on the blade, by the hilt.
All right. And what is the exact depiction you want?
I will pull out my symbol of Ilmater that I wear. This exactly.
Yes, and you want a stamp of that as well?
That'd be lovely.
That'll take me a little bit longer. Probably about another half a day, so a whole day to get both of them done.
How much were you estimating the price?
75 gold for both.
200 gold, and you'll have it done by the morning.
You got it, boss.
Very well.
In terms of the light crossbow, if I give you a down payment of half the money, would you make it? And if I come back, I'll pay the second half. If not, then
250 down, and
yep.
you'll have a deposit, and we'll say, yeah, I'll hold it for you for at least a year.
Yeah, and hopefully I'm not dead.
If you don't make it back, then that's what I'll assume.
Yep.
Deal.
Deal.
If you,
Takes the gold.
You may not have anything like this, but I've had issues getting close to things to hit them. Anything that could help me get closer faster. Again.
I don't have anything that can make you run faster, mate.
Well, I was hoping.
I mean, we can do some research and find some stuff out there. There's plenty of magical means to get around. I just don't have anything on me right now. But if you're coming back, I'm sure I can make something. Just depends on what you want and how we design it.
I've read stories of a spell wizards used to use for retreating expeditiously. Perhaps if a pair of boots or some such had such an enchantment.
That's what I was thinking.
How much do you think that would cost?
That'll take some time to actually make.
I assumed.
So something like that would probably run, goes over to his paperwork and does some rough calculations. Probably run about 750 gold to make. This is not going to be, it's going to take time and a lot of effort. Probably take me probably around 22 days.
All right. Let me think about it. I will. If I decide to, I'll come back in the morning.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Anything else, guys?
You perhaps have a scroll available for dispelling magical enchantments, curses, and the like.
I don't have Dispel Magic on me right now.
That is all right. Do you perhaps know the spell?
I mean, yeah, I can copy it. It'll take me about 3 or 4 days.
3 or 4 days. Should I have the time?
How about I get it ready?
Your spell book with only the page.
Well, you see, my magic's a little bit different than yours.
Oh,
I can scribe on scrolls and paper, but most of mine come from the tools.
I see.
Gotcha.
Well, how much would you charge for a scroll of Dispel Magic?
Keep coming back here and have repeat business and have some work to do. I'll sell it to you for 100 gold. Every wizard should have Dispel Magic.
I do appreciate that. I hand
Could
him
you,
100 gold.
Okay.
How long? And you mentioned several days. I do not know if I'll be back within several days, so there's no immediate rush.
I'll hold it. I'll hold on to it like your friend. You come back in a year, then I'll sell it.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Thank you.
Do you have the capability of casting that spell right now?
Yeah.
I'll kind of turn and look to Kaz. The chest.
Chest.
take out the chest.
Nice idea.
There's an enchantment on here I was unable to bypass.
And if you get rid of that enchantment, payment will be
I'll take a
you get-
fifth.
you get to see what's inside.
I'm part of the party. I'll take a fifth.
Okay.
Oh.
There may be
Hmm.
nothing of interest in there whatsoever.
Maybe nothing.
How much
No.
would you charge for a normal to cast the spell normally?
Couple gold.
Okay, a fifth up to that. Actually, I'll just give him 10 gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say
All right.
cast the spell.
Let's do this. He takes out one of his wands and then another rod in his hand that has 2 gold clasps on either end, caps on either end, with a dark oak shaft in the center. And he begins to say a couple words of magic and pointing the wand towards the chest and cast Dispel Magic. You see the bluish arcane beam streak down toward it, and a bubble of color just envelops it for a moment, almost as if like a skin goes around the chest and pops. He moves a couple of his things down on his goggles. Yeah, I see no more magic.
All right.
I reach over and open the chest toward him.
Alright. It is locked still.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of you have to pick
Okay.
it. I'll just
Alright.
oh man. That's-
Belkin,
Smiles.
Yeah, buddy.
be so kind.
Ah, he's the
Uh,
one. I figured.
Okay. Keth will lift his new glaive and slam it into the lock.
Okay. Does he?
Yeah.
All right.
He sure does.
Roll damage.
It's a nice
I'm-
ass chest.
I'm trying to aim for the lock. I am trying to aim for that.
Well, then roll an attack first to
Wait,
see how
is
precise.
it a nice chest? Is it actually a nice chest, or is it?
It
just a normal
it's strange. The chest looks like it's been burnt and has ash and all over it, but it still feels solid to the touch.
A nice chest. It's fine. Smash it to bits.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm aiming for the lock recklessly.
Roll an attack.
24.
All right. Yep. You hit the lock. Go ahead and roll
I'm
damage.
not raging. 14 slashing damage.
And with that, the lock is just cleaved in two, breaking the hook that is there, connecting to the lock itself, ripping it off, clasp off of the chest. It is now unlocked, and you open
Yes,
it
okay.
toward him.
Kind of smile and put his glaive on his shoulder. I like this thing. Tap it.
Oh, that is one way to do it.
I like my way better, but that's okay.
All right. Who opens it?
I
I
will.
mean, I was gonna say if you guys don't want to, Keth will, but
Yeah, I really don't.
he'll take the damage if he has
All right.
to.
So you open it, and inside is a glitter of mixture of gold and silver. Nothing jumps out at you, explodes, or sprays in your face.
Cool.
Hey,
How much gold and silver?
Yep, nothing in there.
As you sit there and begin to count it in front of your
Don't do that.
in front of Cromwell, you find a total of 209 gold pieces, 2,000 silver pieces.
Gosh. 209 gold pieces. So 52 gold pieces for everybody.
Okay.
Then 2,000
Well-
silver pieces? Is that what you said?
Hmm. Well,
Gosh,
damn.
so we all,
Looks
we
like
all get 500.
I got the wrong end of that deal.
Oh, I assure you, you'll make more than what's in here.
Yeah,
What's
more
the silver split up to?
at 500 each. Because 4 of us, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Then 52, and then there's 1 gold left over. So whoever wants to take that 1 single gold.
Mine.
Give it to the guy.
There you go. Give him a gold. Poor
Mine.
guy.
He catches it.
Mine.
Thanks. Well, did you buy all of his potions or just the healing potions? Did you buy any greater?
I got 2 normal. Keth got 2 normal.
How much are the greater?
150 each.
Oh,
Keth will take one of those.
Okay. Cleared me out, guys. I appreciate it.
We need it.
Yes.
we're
Do you,
trying to
do you
stack
have
it.
it?
Wait. Go ahead.
Do you have any idea what you're gonna be up against?
Nope. That's why we're buying as much as we can.
Possibly a cult of some kind.
We usually fight colts.
Cults?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know.
Dragon
Know of any?
cultists.
Dragon cultist.
Yes.
You know what type of dragon?
Mm.
Do I?
When we saw a white dragon, what color was the
The abomination?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The abomination had no scales, so you're not quite
Yeah.
sure, and it was vomiting blood that was boiling.
It was a boy dragon.
But the half dragon red.
Red. Possibly. Well, I don't know that. I guess. Never mind.
likely.
Get to fight that.
Likely red. Possibly Tiamat. Who knows?
Tiamat. Got to deal with her then.
Oh,
You're gonna need all the help you can get.
Hopefully not.
He points to Loken. You must not be able to fall then. I do have a couple fire-resistant potions if you're interested.
How much?
There's 75 each.
50?
These potions of yours are quite the bargain.
I try to move stuff.
We would be absolutely fools, I think, to not take all of it. And I gesture to the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well,
you're
then
right.
buy them.
I don't know that I'm gonna buy one. Because I
Give
got
the man
this.
your gold, Kaz. Put your money
There you
where your mouth is.
Holds up the big potion and puts it in his bag.
Okay.
Very
Yeah.
well.
I should put
One-
How
that
many
150.
potions of fire resistance do you have?
I have 2.
Done.
Right.
And I'll
He
buy
takes
2.
the gold and gives you the 2 fire-resistant potions.
You got any of that alchemist fire? Is that something that you would have?
I don't have any mixed up currently.
Okay.
I mean, I can get some by the morning. That's not too difficult.
Okay. How much would it be able to make by the morning?
Probably get you a batch. My barrel, I can get probably 5 total ready for you in the morning.
Right? How much?
You want all 5? Let's see. That'll be 150 for all 5.
120?
Yeah, you're doing enough business here. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Deal. Done.
He quickly takes the gold and quickly goes into the other room real quick, and you hear him messing around with some of the stuff, and yeah, just he's immediately going to work,
Nice.
mixing chemicals. Belkin, you get the similar smell of acids and fire and the alchemical compounds that he's mixing in there.
Don't get high off your own supply.
Yeah, that's why I got the
love it.
separate room, he says. Then
Alright.
he comes back in after a few minutes. All right, that's cooking, and I'm going to work on your engraving for tonight.
Yes.
For in the morning, and then
And,
we'll have
and
your
the stamp, yes?
yes, and then in
Perfect.
a few days I'll have your dispel scroll back if you're back by then. Otherwise, and for your For crossbow, that's going to take me probably about 10, 12 days. So, a couple weeks.
I'll try to be back.
Uh,
2 weeks.
Any other potions you might have?
I mean, we have a number of potions. I have one force resistant potion, a couple more cold resist, 3 acid, fighting some product energies out there. I have one of those. So it just depends on what you're looking for.
How much for like a variety pack? One of each.
A variety pack.
Mystery box.
Mystery box. I mean, that'll be quite a few hundred gold if you just want one of each. There's all sorts of elements out there you got to deal with.
Oh, that's true. Alright,
Belkin, you could just, if you're uncertain what you're about to fight, drink them all at once.
I mean, that was my plan. I mean,
You'd be resistant to everything.
I'm not sure if I'd. That'll be harsh going through your body.
I feel like you might get some heartburn or something.
More than heartburn.
Or worse.
yeah, it'll probably be worse coming out than one going in.
I would agree.
All right.
But
Yeah,
you have a potion of resistance for every.
I think
type of damage?
almost every element. I don't have electricity.
Okay.
I have
What
a couple water breathing potions as well. I think I actually have
What-
four of those.
what about potion of narcotic? Because I seen him get hit by narcotic energy, and it was
Yeah,
painful.
that one's a little bit more difficult to make. That's 120 if you want that one.
Uh, 115 is about an even amount of gold.
For one of them,
Yeah, just one.
roll a persuasion check
Gotcha.
with
Persuasion.
advantage
With advantage. Quick.
because of all the gold you've been throwing at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there goes all the gold we just made.
Natural 2022.
All right, you got it.
Put it on.
Yeah.
Hands you potion product resistance.
Hooray! Even amount of gold. Taking OCD.
Perfect.
That so 1 potion of necrotic resistance.
It looks like all of you have some sort of armor. You got magical protections on there. Assuming.
Yes.
I don't, but I
What
don't.
do you mean magical protections?
Your armor is enhanced with magical protections against attacks.
Mine is not.
Neither is mine. Mine's completely mundane.
How long have you been adventuring for?
I'm actually pretty new, to be honest.
Lost track of time.
Yeah.
I'm relatively newer compared to everybody else, to be honest.
Gotcha. And are you a group or just getting together?
Yeah, we've been together. Well, Kath here started new from there, but been together for a little while.
So we are known as the Huntsman.
The
What?
Huntsman. You have quite interesting armor. I can tell you that. He's motioning to both Lokian and Kath.
Thanks. Cat's scraping his claws together now.
My armor don't come off.
No, never mind.
Do you have any leather armor with any interesting enchantments?
Nothing beyond just a minor protection.
Cost?
For that one is 450.
Oh, crap.
It's a studded leather set.
money do you have, Cos?
Oh, I can afford it. It's just a matter of its necessity, you know?
That's
See,
true.
I'm quite hard to hit, but when I do get hit, it hurts.
It hurts.
I mean, you sure keep running in there. Like it doesn't.
I actually have kind of goes with my family's reputation as they made these. I have a salve that hardens the body, makes the skin crystalline for about an hour.
That's cool.
Any damage you take is reduced a little bit. Know if you're interested in that. Getting hit and it hurts.
Does it do all damages or just certain kinds?
Yeah, so
How much for that?
it's 300 gold.
Woof.
Yep. Yeah, which is awfully poor now.
Armor, I think. 'Cause it would be protection over a longer period of time.
Yep.
Any chance you would provide the huntsman discount given our extended business?
Obviously, you're going to come back.
400.
When you come back, sure, we'll do more business.
Hmm.
We can do that.
How
400
how long did it take to make a set of armor?
Depends on how strong you want the enchantment. What type of enchantments you want into it.
That a minor enchantment.
A minor enchantment would take me about 10 or 12 days.
Mm.
And it's studded leather +1.
That's tempting, but I gotta save up money for when I get that cost.
He takes the 400 and gets the armor set. He even helps you adjust it to fit your body. Does that feel pretty good? I think that's tight there, and he's adjusting it in the back, making sure the shoulder piece is fine on the one side, and it looks like
Yes. I put my kimono back over it.
Yes.
There we are.
and it feels very well made. You move well in it. It doesn't restrict you too much.
This is definitely better fitting than what I was wearing. Thank you.
Of course.
If you have use for the existing studded armor, perhaps to enchant it, you're welcome to take it.
You probably clean it up and give it to somebody else that needs it.
By all means.
I know the people around here, they need some, definitely need some work on their stuff and updating. The town's I haven't been here for about 7 months now, and the town seems fairly, let's just say a lot of their business has traveled south.
See,
It's easier to move things along the coast.
we do actually have a couple of additional studded leather and a couple of chainmail as well, fit for a humanoid.
You have a few of them?
2 chainmail, 2 studded leather, 2 daggers that are not currently in use, but in relatively new condition.
Mind if I look at them?
By all means.
Assuming you take them out, yeah. He examines them for a few moments. These look almost brand new.
Yeah, they're missing condition for sure.
Well, I'll buy them from you for 50 gold, but I'm gonna donate them to town.
Is that 50 gold for all of it or 50 gold each?
For all of it.
It is alright with the rest of you.
Yeah, that's
Make
fine.
it 40.
You got a deal.
God damn it,
Well,
We can
Okay.
all have 10.
and no,
Mm.
take the 40 gold, put it toward, and if you can, put it toward that crystalline potion.
Okay.
Do you have enough to
Oh.
get it?
Yeah, I have enough. Sure, I'll take it.
I do recommend that you are in the front line, attracting more attention than I, more often than not.
You might have to buy me dinner though, and he slaps him on the back, and he'll hand
Nice.
300 gold pieces.
Okay. He
down.
gladly
Hmm.
takes it and gives you the crystalline salve. It for 1 hour you have damage reduction DR5. So it doesn't give you resistance. It actually just does a base 5 reduction.
Well, yeah. So any damage you take will be 5 less.
5 less.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
That's 3.5 stuff.
Yep.
Back on. Yep.
My bag of holding is looking mighty empty right now.
Yeah, I know. I've been taking stuff out.
My pocket
Stuff
feel
it on
it.
roll
Well,
20
hey,
as well.
you know what? You have time to sell. You might as well
Yes.
sell and trade.
We
And
needed it.
Yep.
I mean, it might as well. Most of
Yep.
the stuff was.
We really need it though. That's the thing. Like,
I don't know if we wanted to get rid of those 2 wands.
The
mm,
wand of disguise and the wand of what did the wand of secrets do again?
Secrets reveals secret
Hidden doors or something,
hidden
right?
doors.
Yep.
And you have that in your bag, the wand of secrets.
I just have it in the bag of holding right now. So I
Okay.
mean, I could have it in Keth's bag if you wanted.
Yeah,
To.
yeah, have it in Cat's bag. I've got the wand of disguise with 7 charges, or 11 charges. I forget. Yeah, 11 charges.
hello, Ken.
Yeah, that's fine.
As you've been doing business with this individual Cromwell, you can tell you've noticed that from time to time, the construct scarecrow that's hanging from the wall has shifted multiple times in different positions, looking at different people time to time. It doesn't move while you're watching it, but when you look back, it's in a different pose or a different position, looking at someone else.
That's creepy.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you. I just don't like it. Actually,
Alright.
I'll approach the doll.
The doll that's in the other room. Okay.
Well, the one I noticed shifting, yeah.
Oh, that's the humanoid-sized creature that's hanging from the wall. The smaller doll is at the front door where you entered the building.
Yeah. So I'll approach the thing hanging on the wall that was moving.
Okay.
I'll just examine it closely.
All right. It has what looks like fairly decent traveling clothes. They said it has straw coming from sleeves that has long, sharp bladed fingers. Its feet are very similar. It does have some heavy boots that are on its feet, but it does have claws jutting out the front of the boots. It has a sackcloth face that has black gems embedded in its face, and a mouth that is stitched closed, a wide brim hat, and you can tell there's a number of like leather straps underneath the clothing as well that are probably binding it together or something like that.
I poke at it.
It feels very like hard to the touch. You would expect it to be pushed in as if it's filled with straw or something like that, but when you touch it, it's almost like you're hitting stone underneath the clothes.
Excuse me, is this thing...
He looks back. Oh, what about it?
Yes, I've noticed it has moved a little bit since...
It's watching you.
Of course it is. What is it?
It's my construct.
Right. And it's supposed to move?
Yes, it moves. It's watching for dexterous hands, I guess.
Ah, an anti-theft device.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, if someone comes to rob the place and it pulls itself from the wall and starts to tear it up. Built them myself. I figured, make it sort of creepy to scare people, intimidate, but obviously it's not working on you.
Well, I'm the curious mind, and these hands aren't very dexterous, I assure you.
But yeah, when I have my back turned, it's watching it.
Well, very interesting. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. The little buddy in the front, he tells people hello and goodbye.
Ah, yes, startling and unnerving.
Just what I was going for. But it's memorable.
Yes, I believe I am scarred for life.
Well, I have a lot of work to do. Apparently I'm not going to get any sleep, so... Is there anything else I can help you with? Otherwise, continue to have a look around. Don't take anything, because I don't want to have to pick you up off the floor after he takes care of you. I guess.
Tempting. No.
Right. Pleasure doing business. I'm going to go in another room and work. Feel free to come and go. Otherwise, I'll see you in the morning.
Thank you very much for all you've done.
Problem. And he walks into the other room. You hear the hissing as things begin to boil in the other room. Sounds of metal expanding, turning of knobs, squeaking. And then you begin to hear the sounds of ting, ting, as he begins to engrave on the blade the symbol of Inmater.
Yes, so I don't have a weapon tonight, everyone.
You do not have a weapon.
Well, I have my warhammer, but I don't have modern scale.
Let's find a warm meal and a soft bed, shall we?
Yeah, sounds good. How much daylight do we got left?
By this time, it is already night.
Okay.
Because the sun was already setting on the horizon when you got into Monk's Blade. But at this point, after doing all your business here, it's already night.
I believe a soft meal and a warm bed will be much appreciated.
Yep. I feel it.
So, which direction do you head to? As we have Hunt the Night, which is apparently a tavern, but possibly a, not quite sure. We have the Fireblade Inn, which has inn in the name.
Mm-hmm.
As well as some place called the Old Oyster that has what looks like a nice white front porch. It has a number of tables and chairs on the outside, as well as very well decorated and lit on the inside. People sitting and dining. Looks probably slightly upscale compared to other places you may have been.
Lokian, ask your god where we should go.
Of course. To the inn.
All right.
And the group of you begin to head down street towards the Fireblade Inn. Lokian, you hear the sounds of coughing as a slightly older dwarf is walking past the group of you. He kind of leans up against one of the buildings, punching over as he coughs a bit, spits. Notice a bit of blood actually coming from his mouth as he wipes his mouth clean and begins to head toward the Old Oyster. But if nothing else, continue down the road towards the Fireblade Inn. And tonight, we'll end tonight's session. Thank
Sound good?
every one of you for hanging out with us tonight, and we'll see you guys next Monday. Otherwise, y'all have a great evening.